Yes, people, welcome to another episode of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on Sarcasm City TV. I'm Ryan, and I'm joined today by just one of my fellow co-hosts today. The other one, Flawless, he can't make it tonight, so big up to Flawless. I think he'll probably be back on Sunday's Q&A. So I'll introduce my fellow co-host, introducing the beautiful, lovely Yan City. We ain't seen her on the show since she's probably been hiding from the Champions League final, but she's back to battle with you all in the comments today as usual. So how you doing, Yan?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. You know, it's been a while since we've done a show together. I've just been busy with exams, people, so I ain't really done much last couple of weeks, and Jan's just been busy with her stuff as well. So I'll also introduce our special guest today, introducing one of my favourite Liverpool fans. You know, you see him on quite a lot of channels. We do a show together on Thursday night, Bits and Bob's his channel, Coping Mechanism. Really knows his stuff, great football knowledge. So introducing Steve, how you doing, mate?
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me on, both of you.
No problem.
Always good to spend some time on pods with you guys. Been on many pods with both of you. Yeah, so missing club football, mate. This international thing isn't the same, is it? So
Yeah, no.
always good to talk club stuff. So yeah, again, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime, mate. Anytime. And I get what you mean. How are we all feeling about the Euros in a few days? You bothered?
Mate. No emotion.
Bothered,
no emotion. No emotion at all, mate.
That's
Do you know what supporting England is like? I'm not like an England fan like that, but it must be like supporting Spurs, isn't it? Like you just go in every year thinking not much hope. Like that's kind of how it is.
It's interesting you said that, to be fair, because when they got to the semi-final of the World Cup, do you think the fact that they had a lot of Spurs players in the team did have an effect on why they did lose the game? I'm being honest. I'm actually being honest. Do you think that was kind of a factor?
You're on the wind-up, you are, mate. You're absolutely on the wind-up there.
How many did they have that day? They had like Trippier, Kane who missed that chance that didn't square to Sterling. Who else? Dele Alli. Did they have anyone else? I forgot who else.
Probably Eric Dyer knowing them. I don't know.
Eric Dyer was probably in there somewhere. He was probably.
You know what it is?
Danny Rose in the squad.
I think he would have been, but I don't think he played. I think it was Ashley Young at left wing back in that tournament.
Well, there you go then. That says it all, doesn't it?
Southgate for you, innit? Southgate for you.
You know what I think it is, though? I think it's one of them things when you haven't won in so long, the confidence is a little bit lower. Like France will go into the Euros full of confidence because they won the World Cup. So they've got nothing really to lose, unless they have a ridiculous tournament and go out in the group. But even if they went out in the group, they could argue we had a really hard group. So
that's the group. That's the group that I'm looking forward to. That's the group that's making the whole tournament.
They have nothing to lose. Portugal, again, same situation. So they're not under any sort of pressure. England are under a lot of pressure to win. And I think that will play into it. We've seen it with Man City in the Champions League. You know, people in the comments saying Champions League's not for everyone. The pressure that City are under and PSG to win it so much that it's always going to be harder to win it in that situation. When you're not under pressure, it's a little bit easier to win, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Like I think with England, they've got a good team there. I think they've got a nice young squad that will only get better and better. But I don't know if they're going to win anything under Southgate. I think they need to get a better manager.
Yeah, for sure.
And in the future, we'll see what happens.
What is he? Ollie in a waistcoat or something? He's useless in it, Southgate. He's just so bad. I mean, the fact that why has he put Ben White in as a replacement in it? Like Ben White, like come on in it, like. And I thing is, I thought he'd take Lingard, but when I think about it, I reckon he should have taken Ward-Prowse. You know, just because you lose Trent, who's probably the best, maybe set piece specialist in the team. You know, can take a free kick, take a good corner. And Ward-Prowse, like, you lose that set-piece specialist in Trent, and then you got Ward-Prowse just waiting, and he's just such a useful asset, isn't he? I think,
I'm not sure about Ward-Prowse. I think Trippier is a good exponent of a dead ball as well, to be fair. Yeah, thing with Ben White is, I think Harry Maguire, I think they've all known he was never going to make it, but they hung on and hung on and hung on to the last minute. So bringing White in gives you cover in defensive midfield and at the centre back. Because obviously you would think it would be Stones and Mings to start. Here he is.
Yeah, Snake, how you doing, my guy?
All good, bro. All good. Jan City.
What is the deal with all these weirdos in the comments?
Well, it's just that Flawless fake account says what usually happens on literally every YouTube channel. Even on one, it's literally on ones that he's not on, and you see Flawless fake account. This guy really hates him, whoever is making it of him. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
So yeah, we were just talking about sorry, bro. What, can you hear us?
Yeah. I was saying what was going on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we would.
Yeah,
we can hear you. Yeah, we were just talking about the Euros. You know, about how crap Southgate is and everything. So, like, what's your views on the Euros? Who are your favourites? You know, what do you think? What do you make of England's chances? Do you even care about the Euros?
Pretty much the last point. Now, I'm not a big Euros fan. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm not, do you know what I mean? I'll watch it because it's football. Do you know what I mean? I love football and I want to see the stars. Don't really think much of England's chances. I think Gareth Southgate's, he's a waste man. Shout out Drifty on Coppish. He's a waistcoat waste man. So yeah, pretty much that's what I think of England's chances. I think maybe last stages, quarterfinals or something.
I think they get that far. I don't think they get that far.
I think off of the front line. I think like we've got such creative front line that I want to see them. I want to see them play ball, man, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see ballers in it. But am I sitting here with my England top? No. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens, innit?
Maggie, I'll just introduce, as we always say, the king of spin, Chelsea's finest. You know. Jeez. The most shameless supporter I've ever met in my life. Jan City's worst nightmare. The moment Jan City's been dreading for the last 1 or 2 weeks. Lewis, how you doing, my guy?
We know what we are. Champions of Europe. We know.
All right, Jan City just muted. Oh, you're unmuting, yeah. Let him have his moment. Let him have his moment.
I wasn't even directly.
I got muted so swiftly.
It's nice to see you. It has been a while. I hope everything's been good.
Oh shit!
Oh god! It's the moment
we do have to sit down and have words though. We have to have some words, man. Come on, just a little 5-minute segment in it. Like I wanted to do it before this guy came in it, but obviously
5-minute segment about what? What are we talking about? We go.
Actually, that is a good segue because obviously you ain't been on the channel since the final, Jan, and obviously I know you probably don't want to talk about it, but I think it does have to be discussed and talked about.
We have to address it. Come on, we have to address it. Come on.
You thought on the Champions League final.
Do you want my thought?
Yeah, go on.
Please.
Because I have done shows, I just haven't done it on here. So that's why I've not been hiding.
Yeah, so you can have your moment on here. Go on.
Yeah, so obviously, I just think it was a disaster from City, to be honest. I think Pep got it all wrong. I was very adamant on the shows that I did on here. I was saying Pep has to start a very specific lineup. If he doesn't start that lineup, we will not win. He didn't.
Can I just get that lineup from you, if you don't mind?
Yeah. So it would have been the same team that started against PSG. So it would have been it would have been Edison. The back line was fine. Like Stones wasn't great, but I still would have started him because they have been on partnership. Stones and Diaz. Cancelo was not informed at the time. So even though it looks like why did we drop him, it kind of made sense at the time. So Kyle Walker, and I would have gone with Zinchenko. Then I would have had Fernandinho holding. Fernandinho was the most important player for me. I would have dropped anyone over him if I was picking the squad. So yeah, he had to start as a holding. Then I would have had Gundogan and Bernardo in front of Fernandinho, and then I would have had De Bruyne as a false 9, with Foden on one side and Mahrez on the other. Foden on the left, Mahrez on the right. That's what I would have started. Simply because 2 reasons. One, that team probably had our best performance in the Champions League against PSG, who are a very strong side. So I would have played them based on that. Secondly, Fernandinho, he's the best player at stopping counter-attacks and stuff like that. He's the best player that we have at doing that. So you have for City. So he has to play. De Bruyne as a false 9, he's not always done that. But against Chelsea, the first time it worked really well, and it worked well against PSG as well. And the thing is with Gundogan going forward is very, very effective. When he plays as a DM, all of that effectiveness is kind of diminished. So
was it 18 goals in all competitions? Like,
yeah. And look at him for Germany. Watch him for Germany. Like, he doesn't play DM. Like, it makes no sense. But the thing is for Pep to change it, and like Gundogan has not played DM for like over a year.
Look at Lewis.
He's been like this for the last 2 weeks, bro.
So when
you should be Shameless last week. It wasn't even me that was King Shameless, right? You already know, bro.
Sorry.
It's cool. So so that was my issue. I think the lineup was all wrong. I think Gundogan, why would you play him in a position that he's not played in over a year when he's on the best form of his life? It just made no sense. And I'm not taking anything away from Chelsea, because Chelsea were really, really good. But I don't think we helped ourselves. I think we shot ourselves in the foot before a ball was even kicked. We had warnings. There was 3 or 4 warnings from Werner that they were going to score, and Pep still didn't change it.
It's the warning sign.
Because remember what I said, like, I don't know if you saw what I said, but I said if Chelsea score first, it will be 1-0 Chelsea.
Yeah.
When I saw the lineup, I was on Dom Robbie's show, and I actually said to Dom Robbie, I said, put money on Chelsea 1-0. I said, I'm telling you now, it's going to be 1-0. And he didn't do it. But like, I knew from when I saw that lineup, I knew it was going to be 1-0 Chelsea. So yeah, I'm not taking anything away from them because I thought they were really good. But I just think City just got it all wrong.
What the next question I want to ask quickly, and sorry Ryan, but I just need these questions. I need to know these, bro. What obviously you pointed out the most obvious thing, which we all knew. Mm-hmm. Now the next thing is why? Like, why? This is now like, what is this, the 3rd time, the 4th time? Like, what's going on?
Do you know what? Like, he'd been doing so well. He didn't overthink anything. Like, all through the group, like when we came out of the group and we went to like the knockout stages, Pep played pretty much the same teams week in, week out. Okay, maybe now and again he'd swap Kyle Walker for Cancelo, or he'd swap, I don't know, Foden for someone else. But literally it was the same team, like pretty much the same team. So I'm thinking, it's a final. You know, he's just going to keep with what... Because the thing is, if he played that team that I mentioned and we got battered 5-0, he could have held his hands up and said, look, I didn't overthink it. And he would have got away with it because people would have...
You never would have with that team, ever. Like, who knows what the score would have been, but 5-0, I think we all know. You know, like that. Like.
I just mean, he literally had an excuse there. And he didn't even... If I was him, I would have chickened out. I would have played that team. And then if we lost, I would have said, well, I didn't overthink it. That's what I would have done. But, you know, I don't know. I think Pep's a genius. And I think that's as good as he is, it's also his downfall. Because any basic manager would have just played the best team and just done the basics. And probably would have won, or probably would have had a chance of winning based on that. But he just thought it.
Do you think it was a case of either Pep trying to win it in a way that only he could do it? You get what I mean? In a way that people would remember it for being the Pep final. Do you get what I mean? Or was he scared?
No, he's got 2011 for that.
Like this season,
did he want to do it again?
This season where it's like the no striker, like look what he's done, you know, like that kind of thing. Like
I don't know. I don't get it, because like I think them 2 games that we played against Chelsea played into it, because what he did is in the first game against Chelsea when it was Lampard, we had a very we had like half a squad at the time because there was loads of people out with COVID. I remember Edison was out. There was quite a few players out. So we kind of had to play a bit of a mishmash squad, and he ended up playing De Bruyne in false 9 because because of the players that were out, he played De Bruyne at false 9, and it worked. That was one of our best games. So that was fine. So then the next time in the FA Cup, it was a bit of a weird team that he put out. It wasn't a bad team in terms of who played, but if you look at who played up front, all 3 of them are not the most clinical. So I said when I saw the lineup, I don't know where the goals are going to come from today because I don't see any of these players scoring. And then I think Gundogan came on a bit later, Foden. We looked a little bit better, but the game was already kind of done.
You knew when you were starting with Sterling, it was a shag in it.
Well, yeah, Sterling, but it wasn't just Sterling. It was Sterling, Gabby, and Ferran Torres, who I like Ferran Torres, but it's his first season.
Yeah.
And, at that time, he was going for a bit of a dry patch at that time. So I wasn't expecting any of them 3 to score. So it was a bit weird because it was kind of like, why would you start a front 3 where none of them look like they're going to score? So that was a bit strange. Obviously, we lost. Fair enough. At that time, we had PSG to focus on. So I get 100% why he played that team. Not really complaining about that. The next game in the league, he again started the same. Well, 2 of the front 3. He started Sterling again, even though Sterling just wasn't on form at all. He started Gabby again.
Well, wasn't that the game Aguero did that dumb penalty?
Yeah, he started Aguero as well. He started like a front 2. I don't even know what the formation was. I think Gabby was out on the wing. But yeah, it was one of them. He started again, a bit of a weird team. So I thought, okay, Champions League final, surely he's just going to go back to the main squad. But he didn't. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he thought, shit, I can't beat Chelsea. Let me try something different. I don't know. But it just made no sense what he did. And I think you need a DM in every game. Never mind in a Champions League final. And I think he played, the first time he played Rodri and Fernandinho, which didn't work. The second time he played just Rodri. And the third time he didn't play either. Yeah. It's like, why not just play? I was thinking, right, he's tried both. He's tried Rodri. He's going to try Fernandinho. Surely that is the next step. It just makes no sense. And again, I don't want to take anything away from Chelsea because they were really good. Yeah. But I just think if Tuchel changed to a back 4 and dropped Kante, I think we'd be having the opposite conversation right now. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't do it.
Exactly.
I don't get why Pep changed that.
But that seems as obvious as that seems as obvious as having Fernandinho in. You know, like that. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it just makes no sense. It makes no sense. And the thing is, I don't like bashing Pep. I don't bash Pep because he's so good. When he gets it right, he's so good. But he has to take the fall for that because as I don't think the team were particularly impressive, to be honest, regardless. But yeah, I think he did it last time against Lyon. The players were a little bit all over the place. They didn't really know what they were supposed to be doing. And it kind of felt the same this time as well. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. So that's all. I'd be more gutted because a lot of people were expecting me to be really upset. I'd be more gutted if we played the right team, played really well and got beat. We didn't play well and we didn't play the right team. So we didn't deserve to win that. So it's kind of I'm less.
You guys will win another one. It's fine. You guys will get that in a few years' time. You lot need some character building. That's all. You can't win it the first time.
Man said character building.
Character building, man. It's a redemption arc. The next time they win it, they'll feel that much better. But this one,
you need a couple of goals in that.
You take number 1 next year or the year after, and we're both happy.
Steve, I'll go to you on the final. Actually,
we're taking next year. Hey, we're taking next year, Lewis. I don't know where you're going with that.
What are you lot taking next year?
We're taking what big ears, bruv. What do you mean? We're not in the Europa League, brother.
Big ears is Roy Hodgson coming back?
Is
Roy Hodgson coming back? That's the only big ears I know that's going to be at Liverpool.
We're loaning that to you. You know, like that. Like it's coming home, bruv. That's
you must have got swiped under your nose at Anfield. We didn't forget.
Bruv, we did the bruv. Don't worry, bruv. We got Luis Garcia. Go ask him about them goal there. You see me?
Whoa! Real goals or ones that didn't cross the line?
Them ghost ones, all of them, they all count. You know them.
Yeah, just like that ghost Champions League. That's all it is.
It's all history.
The Casper Champions League, bro.
Bro, it's there, isn't it?
Yeah, don't worry, we're catching up, man. Thomas Tuchel's on your neck. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
He ain't no shit. He's on my balls, bro. He ain't no shit.
That's where Klopp was after we went to Anfield last time.
Don't worry, bro. Don't worry. Next season's gonna be techie, bro. Next season's gonna be techie, bro.
Techie for you, bro.
I just don't want you lot to get Haaland, bro. That's all it is. I just don't want you lot to get Haaland.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because you just got some rich daddy that just gives man whatever they want, like, you know.
Give me the salt, man. Give me the salt. I'm gonna order chips off Uber Eats now. Save that for me, man.
Fam, I'm bare salty, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like me, Steve, Ryan, we all sitting here salty. We would love that. It's only Jan that's like, I don't really know what you man are going through.
Yeah, pick up the orange clubs. Let's go.
That's why that champion, that final was just mad. It was just an embarrassment of riches. It was just like, what? It was this?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And man had the nerve to say, "Oh, there was no underdog in that game." Like, we talking about like
two defensive teams made out of oil money. It was glorious. Everyone hated it. Football purists were in the mud. I loved every minute of it.
Steve, I'll ask you about the final, actually. Who did you want to win in the final, and your thoughts on how the game went and where the game was won and lost?
To be honest with you, I kind of tried to pretend it wasn't happening because either of them winning wasn't good for Liverpool fans, mate. I said on Eyes on the Ball that if City wins, they become dangerous because they get to a power they've never seen before in terms of the club and what they want to achieve. And Guardiola's an obsessive. His new obsession would be the Champions League and not the Carabao Cup. So he would focus on that a bit more. But to be fair, the game itself, I think Chelsea won it in out wide. I don't think Fernandinho could have stopped what Werner was doing to City in terms of stretching him. What Werner does, whilst he can't score, he keeps you honest. Yeah. And you can't step up and play a high back line against Chelsea because he's so quick, he will get in behind you. Yeah. And most professional footballers can lay a square ball for somebody to score if he doesn't take the chance himself. So whilst Werner's a problem in terms of not getting enough goals, certainly not a problem in terms of tactically for Chelsea. He's really good in the sense that he makes really, really clever and intelligent runs. He just doesn't know what to do when he bears down on the goal. So I think the game was won out wide. I think Chelsea won it in the channels. I think you could have put Fernandinho in there and the game would have passed him by because he didn't play through the centre because they knew they wouldn't get through the centre. So it's good tactical play by Tuchel. Jan's right, strange selection in terms of what City did, and we all know Pep's the classic overthinker. I think because of his heritage and his history and his Barcelona connections, he's trying to kind of be a modern day Johan Cruyff by developing his own brand of football that we're all going to go, wow, that's Guardiola's principles in 20 years' time, like we do about Johan Cruyff's Dutch philosophy. So to be fair, the better team on the night won. Pep's probably at home punching himself in the head about what he did on the game and the fact that he didn't get it right because he's hard on himself. Don't know if you watched All or Nothing, the first series. They were playing a game on a Saturday, and while they're preparing for the game, he's saying to his number 2, "I'm worried about Liverpool." That's what the guy does. That's what he does. He gets himself into a mindset, and as Jan says, throughout most of the Champions League, he didn't overthink it. Interesting one for you, Jan. I need to ask because Rodri's been playing in the holding role most of the season, and personally watching Manchester City play, having a settled back 2 and a 6 in front that played for the whole season, for me, that number 6 sitting there every single game and understanding his role was as important as the introduction of Diaz, because you had a solid back line with protection in front of it. So just for my benefit, why the clamour to change that to Fernandinho, who isn't particularly mobile and is a yellow card every game at the moment because he's coming to the end of his career and he's giving away tactical fouls and getting bookings for them, whereas Rodri's a younger, more mobile version. So I'd be interested to know why you're so keen for Fernandinho to play over Rodri.
Yeah, I think it's just more about him being the captain. You know, I think in finals, you need your captain on the pitch. Chelsea started theirs. He doesn't always start, but he started. I think it was more about that, the leadership, the experience. Rodri has been good this season. A lot of people don't really rate him. I've spoken about it before because he's a very kind of a bit of a basic footballer. Doesn't do anything too flash where people are like, oh, he's great because he does this. But he works well in our system, you know, and he does well. So, yeah, I think Rodri is a bit different to Fernandinho. He's kind of, he can pass the ball around, do what we need him to do, but he's not as, he wouldn't take someone out the way Fernandinho would take someone out, you know. And sometimes you need it. Sometimes it's, you know, you get sent off and it's a bad decision, but other times, you know, it can be as good as scoring a goal if you stop someone when they're on a run. So I don't know, like, I think in a final, I just think you should play your captain. And I don't know, I think when he came on, City looked a lot better. I don't think it was a little bit better. I thought we looked a lot better, but I think the game was already won by then.
Do you think he looked better because he came on with instructions to make changes as well as coming on and sitting in that position?
Possibly. But I just think he's like company in that he can kind of lift the team and be like, right, come on, guys, we've got to do this or we've got to do that. I don't know, like I heard this season off the pitch, he's, you know, been one of the most vocal people that, you know, Pep said that he called a meeting when we weren't doing so well. Said, no, we can't do this. And after that, Man City were, you know, went on that run where we were like unbeaten in 21 games or something like that. So, yeah, he's a big part of our team. I think Man City are trying to keep him long term. They'll keep him for another year as a footballer. And then apparently he's going to get some sort of coaching role. Apparently.
So, yeah. I think just to close on my little bit on this, I've always said if you're brave against Manchester City, you get chances. A lot of teams sit back and Manchester City dominate them because of the angles they create the final third and you can never get out. But if you look at Leeds, for instance, Leeds' game plan is tailor-made to play against Manchester City. It's a quick transition. It's balls into the corners and flood that guy, get close to him and play off that person. And Manchester City struggle with teams that play in the channels. Yeah. So I think Chelsea were brave. I think they were brave in the game. I thought they didn't give Manchester City too much respect. And that certainly happens with the clubs at the top end of the table. If you go win trophies, it's always going to happen. Brighton similarly were brave against Manchester City and they score goals against Manchester City. So I think the blueprint for people going forward, if you know, is to have a go. Don't just turn up and get battered every week. Teams have proven that if you're brave against Manchester City, you can get at them. You could say the same about Liverpool this season, but there are other factors in that. But if you are brave, you do get opportunities against City.
Mm-hmm.
I think with what Jan said about her thoughts of Fernandinho being on the field because he's the captain and what he brings to the team, I think that's a beautiful segue into my Donny. Big up my G, Big Henderson. 10 years, like decade for the club. Yeah, that's massive. You get me? So yeah, like man just had to put that in there, innit? Because he's a captain that he's the captain of all captains, innit? Yeah, boom.
Yeah, I wanted to get onto Henderson, but first I've just got a quick question for all of you. Do you think Pep will win a Champions League at Manchester City?
Yeah.
Do you think he will, Lou?
Yeah. Just as soon as he stops overthinking finals, which is easier said than done with him, but it's also easy not to do. Just keeps falling into the same trap. But I think now it's been exposed so much because it's actually happened in a Champions League final. I don't think it will happen again if they get there. I think they have the resources to win the Champions League, definitely. And now they have experience of getting to a final. So I got no reason to see why they wouldn't win it again if they go into it a second time.
It is a case of definitely when, not if. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. But the thing you've got to bear in mind at the moment is Bayern Munich's defence of the Champions League, by their own admission, wouldn't have been considered great. They had an opportunity to get to the final against Paris Saint-Germain. I don't think they were brilliant. They'll be stronger. They've got a new manager with a new philosophy, a new way of playing football. I'll get pelters for this, but Liverpool will be in contention again because they have players back, and the lift that getting those players back gives you is massive.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to look at the competition. I think you can basically rule out the two Spanish sides, the usual suspects, but Barca and Real Madrid.
They ain't even getting let in.
No, exactly.
As well.
They're going to be.
They ain't getting let in the club. Geez, stick with Arsenal.
They're going to get a few years before they're back. So now's as good a time as any for City to make that step, I suppose. And obviously, if with the right recruitment,
come on, G.
You can't rule out Chelsea. You can't.
Yeah.
I want to shout out Rants in it. Shout out Rants and Bats, because he did say this, and I do agree in it. I actually think, because your question is, do we think that Pep will win with City, right? Ryan, that was your question, yeah?
Yeah,
I actually don't think that Pep will win at City. I feel like Pep will win a Champions League, and I do feel like City will win a Champions League, but I don't think they'll win it with City. I feel like it'll be like a Chelsea thing. Yeah, I feel like it'll be like when you look at Chelsea and all the managers that they've had some Lengmen, and then when you actually look at who's actually got them, you thinking, Ross, swear down, is like, do you know what I mean, Robert Di Matteo and that. It's just, I think it'll be one of them ones. Like you'll get closer thereabouts. Someone will come in. Do you know what I mean? And then you'll get that holy grail, whatever. Maybe dust, but I just don't think
Vincent Kompany's lifting the European Cup.
You know what? Do you know what though? I agree with you. I think, and I've said this a lot, I think it is a case of when, not if, with Man City. I do think it's coming. But I think we'll win it when we least expect it. I think at the moment, Man City are almost too good. I feel like when we're not as good...
it's like PSG-ish a bit. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, they're just so like on it.
Expected to win it, it won't happen. Like, I don't know, like Chelsea have won it twice now where no one's really expected them to win it. Even when you guys have won it twice, like maybe the most recent one, you might have been expected, but the 2005 one, it's kind of like, it's almost like when you're not winning the league, you're kind of more likely to win it. It's strange. I don't know, maybe if we'd won it before, maybe if we won it 5, 6, 7 years ago, it'd be different.
Don't worry, Jan, you'll win it without ghost goal tax.
Well, I don't know, it could be a random manager. It could be some Chelsea fan was joking today saying you'll get Arteta after Pep and he'll win you the Champions League. That's
winning shit, bro. Arteta's winning shit. Arteta.
That's what probably happen though. You laugh, but it's like it's one of them things.
No, Mikel Arteta. Bob Bradley has a better chance of winning the Champions League than that one, lad.
No, it's not going to be. It's not going to be him. Man City plan like 5 years in advance. We're not going to be planning for Arteta. I can tell you that.
Yeah, give Kompany or Fernandinho the role before you give that to him. Everton legend, not even a good one at that.
Speaking of what Jan City said about past Champions League wins, Chelsea immunity. I've got a question for both. Obviously, Chelsea fans we got on the panel, Lewis and Andrew. You've won 2 Champions Leagues now. Which one has felt more special to you both, the 2012 Munich or the one this year? And that's a question to both of you.
It's always going to be the first one. It's like the first Premier League. It's always going to be like that. This one, we actually played well in every round. That one, the 2012, I think we haven't won it in 9 years because we used up all our luck in that run. There was luck. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about we sacked AVB after the first leg, 3-1 down, and we won 4-1, but they scored a goal and we got a last minute penalty to take extra time. Benfica, Barcelona. It's not first. Then the second leg, John Terry's an idiot. We go 2-0 down. And then we get the Ramirez goal, and then it's just holding on, even when we give away a penalty. And then it's the Gary Neville scream at the end. But I just think that run goes down in legendary, in Champions League history as well. I think it goes down as a legendary run, just because it was just, we shouldn't have won that Champions League. Barcelona
there was luck involved,
Barcelona should have beaten us.
No luck. A brilliant defensive display.
And then the final Bayern Munich score in the 83rd minute, I think, and then they get a penalty in extra time, and then I think I thought we were going to win after Czech made that penalty save from Robin. I thought, nah, something's not right. Something's working here.
It's meant to be.
There's no way. And then obviously the penalty shot. The first one for me is always going to be the best one.
Yeah,
it's a bit sticky for me because I agree with all of those sentiments. But for me, I was at the second one, and it just feels that much more special to me because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But the first, I don't want to take anything away from the first one because that was absolute magic. But the second run, we were more dominant. I actually don't think I've seen a more dominant run like that in years. And then the final, like, well, I was one of the greatest nights of my life. Yeah. So for me, I don't know. I feel like they're both at the same level for me, but I'd probably be biased towards number 2 just because I was there.
Number 2 is more enjoyable watching it, and it was less stressful because 2012 was just stress nearly every round.
Nah, that second half was stress.
Every round, I feel just literally every round in this run, you were just pammed every team and were comfortable.
Yeah, we were just a better.
We should have beat Madrid 6-0 in the second leg.
Yeah,
I'm not even shitting. You should have been 6-0. It was just Kai Havertz and Werner missed a string of chances.
We should have beaten them 6-0 as well in the second leg.
We should have
even the final was pretty comfortable.
We should have beat City 3-0. We should have beat City.
Yeah, the final was comfortable as well. You only won 1-0, but
Mendy didn't have a save.
Pulisic had a chance. Werner had 2 chances.
No, Mendy didn't save. He didn't have a save.
City barely laid a glove on Chelsea throughout the whole game, and it was just comfortable. Chelsea never really looked like they were going to lose any game.
Foden, the real chances were that Foden block, and then that
in the first half.
Yeah, that Rudiger one.
Yeah,
but there was blocks all over the place.
Were blocked, and Mendy didn't have anything to do.
And then that weird shot by Mahrez.
The Mahrez last minute.
Yeah, it was like everyone
Asby had the block.
Everyone stopped.
Yo, time stood still at that point.
Yeah,
if Mahrez scored that, I probably would have started crying. But yeah, we've lost.
No, it wasn't Ramadan Mahrez.
Thank God it was not. Thank God.
Ramadan Mahrez.
But that was always the first goal win sort of game.
Yeah.
So as soon as we got the first goal, I was like, all right, cool, we probably won this.
That was always going to be 1-0. I think the only way it would have been 2-1 is if Man City had won. Because I think we probably would have scored and then you would have got a goal and then we probably would have scored again if we won. But yeah, it was always going to be 1-0 if Chelsea won. I'm just going to get some of the comments because I've not got to any yet. Nick says City are Carabao Cup merchants. You know what? You can't win that shit, innit? Big up all that. Thames Baller says big up to you. Dan says Chris Smalling and his wife Sam have claimed that they saw a UFO while on their holidays at its peak. That is very random. I actually have met Chris Smalling and his wife.
Chris Smalling stopped playing Fortnite.
I thought you didn't like meeting footballers.
Nah, Sam is my cousin's godparents. Them two are my godparents. So I met them at a family party. Grizzly Des says, "Oh, finally, our African Queen Yan City is back." Yeah, I wasn't actually hiding, guys.
I don't know. It was a bit sus the timing. I can't lie.
No, do you know what? Yeah, this last week, for the first time in ages, I actually went out. Like, I've not been out for so long, so I was like, yeah, can't do stream.
Making the most of it. All right, we'll allow it.
Big up Nicholas. Hi, Ray. Hi, Yang Yang. Hi, Steve. One sec. People are dissing Portugal's coach. What do you think of Portugal's coach? Because a lot of people are saying they don't like him. Fernando Santos.
Dead.
I don't know. I haven't really kept.
I don't know. I don't watch Portugal.
I don't follow them like that. But a lot of people, because someone said he's a good coach, and everyone was saying, no, he's really not. So.
I think it's the most talented Portuguese squad I've seen for quite a while.
Yeah.
That's why I said the team and the type of football they play isn't that great, to be honest.
No, that's the problem. That's the problem. And they've always had this, Portugal have always had this issue where the striker has been, like previous tournaments, the striker has been a weakness, but obviously Ronaldo's there. But I just don't know who scores without him. That's the only issue. I don't know who scores.
I don't know. They have probably the strongest team because if you look at every position, they have two
Jota, innit?
players for each. position. Like I haven't seen many. Even France are not as stacked as them, and France are pretty stacked. So it's they just because I was looking at it and I was thinking like, wow, if you take out
and France are more stacked, man. Come on, man. Like, look at the people that they left out.
I get that, but I think like in every single position, you've got two top quality. In most, you've got two, but not every single one.
Not every single position. I get you.
But France attack is different. But I think France will be in the final. I think they're in the final already, to be honest. But you know who's because I'll ask you guys who your underdog is. But you know what, right? I was looking the other day. Italy have not lost.
I was going to say Italy.
They've really not lost for what is it? I don't even know how many games it's at.
2018. They lost in 2018.
Yeah, and they're not just because they're under Mancini. You would expect like 1-0, 2-0. They're winning like 4-0, 6-0, 9-1. Like. It's big scorelines as well.
Very, very unattached.
You never rule out Italy in an international tournament.
No.
It's true. That is true. That is very true. They
love
it. They love an international tournament. They come alive.
You just won't notice them. They'll just suddenly be in the quarterfinals or semi-finals, and you won't even realize.
Yeah,
that's it.
I don't know. I've got a dark horse. Maybe it's like Croatia or something. Because I think they'll actually top England's group. I think so. I think it's a great squad. The manager England just doesn't inspire me whatsoever. So I think they'll top our group. And they might.
Some of the squad's a bit aging, though, isn't it? So
the problem is with this our group is that. Whoever finishes top two has to play either Portugal, Germany, or France the next round. So it's like you call them dark horses, but they could go out in the next round. So it's pretty hard, man. I mean, I would say Belgium if Hazard and De Bruyne were fit, but they're not. So I don't know.
Hazard? When was the last time he was fit?
That's what I said. If Hazard,
don't worry, Hazard's saving it for the Euros, bro. Belgium are your dark horses. Doubt them at your peril.
Belgium ain't doing shit, bro.
You must be mad. Eden Hazard is dragging that team kicking and screaming to the European Championships.
Belgium don't really do much in international tournaments, though. Even
Belgium.
Belgium.
They got to the semi-final World Cup.
They got to the semis, and then Kevin De Bruyne had the big disaster class against France and let the team down.
Pogba bossed him in that game,
He did boss him.
We didn't forget, bro. Hazard was in tears, and it was because of him, bro. I'm still pissed off. He should have lifted the fucking World Cup. I'll take Giroud having it, but it still is what it is. I wanted Eden to have it. And Modric wouldn't have frauded his way to player of the tournament.
And Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, if Hazard got that, he would have fucking won the Ballon d'Or. I can't be arsed, man. De Bruyne is playing against us.
He ain't even with you no more, man. How are you getting so mad over a man that don't even play for you, man?
I'm fine.
I'm past of him not playing for us anymore. We got N'Golo Kante and Jorginho. It is what it is. We're fine. But it's just Eden Hazard could have had a World Cup.
And Kovacic, don't forget Kovacic, he's a baller, bro.
Oh yeah, he's been rusty the last
If Italy win, Jorginho for Ballon d'Or.
By the way, I just realised because Winter Surfer's arrived, thoughts on because Winter Surfer is the GOAT of Tottenham slander people. He's the GOAT of Tottenham. So thoughts on Tottenham sacking Mourinho, who goes to Roma, and then getting in Roma's ex-manager, who they sacked a couple of months ago.
They're the only club.
Spursy, innit?
So let me get
this Spurs thing to do.
Let me get this right, yeah. So you go for Conte, yeah. And first of all, you have the nerve to dictate to Conte terms of what he wants. You don't literally go there begging on your knees for him to take you on, which they should have done. Only Spurs do that. Second of all, your second choice is Fonseca. I mean, going by those two Man United games, Fonseca, Spurs, they never cease to surprise you, man. Spurs always find a way to go lower than what they are, because they're losers anyway. So it's not really prediction. Really, it's like they would pick a loser manager in Fonseca. to carry on their loser traditions, which they are. So for me, all they're doing is that tells me that they're happy where they are in 7th or 8th place now. They can sign themselves to losing Harry Kane. Fonseca won't do anything. He won't see out the 3 years, probably do 18 months, and then move on to another loser manager. It's just Spurs in a nutshell, man. You go for Spurs are the only team who can bottle signing a manager. They bottled signing Conte. Conte's there.
And
no one
you know
else was going for it. No one else was going for Conte. You go to Daniel Levy is the only chairman arrogant enough to say to Antonio Conte, you can only have 4 members of your own team, and we're not going to pay you enough. This man just won Scudetto with a trash heap Inter Milan team. Yeah?
Bro.
We have Ashley Young playing, Victor Moses, Alexis Sanchez, who's not even half the player he was before. And
go on, Andrew. Let me add to your slander as well, because Antonio Conte also beat the best Spurs side in history to the title.
Bottle Spur. That's what they are, man.
No, bro, do you know what it is? It's not even that, yeah. It's all of that. You're right.
You know how much they big up that 16-17 team?
After that, bro, Lewis, it's not even that, bro. It's the fact that Daniel Levy, after all of that, you could have done all of that in the background. And then, do you know what I mean? You come out like a chief and go, yeah, man, tell the press we've got Conte, like an idiot. So then after it falls down, everyone knows that was your first choice and you're running around like some dickhead. Like, you're such a... That's Spurs.
Call all your other side people.
That is Spurs, bro.
Fonseca.
You know how much they pick up that 16-17 team? I've seen people tweeting that I would beat 90% of the league title winners. Are you crazy, bro? You got done by the manager. You tried to spin around. Are you
Lewis,
crazy?
I tweeted back to him, apart from the team that beat you that season to the title, but you're better than every other Premier League team.
The only thing they ever shout at is being better than the Invincibles because they had more points than them. And that's
remember, they're the only team. They're the only team who say they have the greatest semi-final moment in Champions League history. Who cares about a semi-final moment? It's about winning it.
The Mora one, crying in eye.
But I mean, you go from Conte to Fonseca. There was no one above Fonseca you could think of.
And after that, and that's a fraud anyways. You don't have the best because Barcelona's way better than that. So shut him out. Like, what are you talking about? No one was there. Like,
bottle job. They had a run at Conte. No one else was going for Conte, and they bottled it. They bottled signing Conte. Because I'll tell you why. Because I'll tell you why they bottled it. Because he demands perfection. Yeah. And that's what this team doesn't want to do. They only want to dare is to do just enough. That's what they should finish up that saying is. Just enough. Because that's what they are. Just enough. They don't want to be
just enough. They finish 8.
No,
there's to dare is to do and to do fuck all.
Just enough. Just enough. They're just
because they're just in Europe. You know, like just
they just do enough.
If you want to call that Europe, but it's
just finished above Arsenal.
You Ryan, if you go for 2 seasons in a row, you're in a title race. What would you do next if you're the owner of the club? You strengthen that team even more, right?
Yeah, strengthen that team.
That close. They didn't do it. They did. I know they had the stadium and everything like that.
They make signings,
But they still spent during that stadium time. You know, they still spent 60 million on Dombele, the Celso. They had a madness when they first went to Wembley. They spent a lot. They spent more than Arsenal and everything like that. But
they haven't paid for the stadium, though, have they?
No, I know. They're just.
And they're shameless as well. Do you remember like when they were on top of the league for the whole of 2 weeks, and man was giving big chat like,
and then Firmino ended
hell, and we were on, you know, and then to be fair, we were on the same points, but we happened to be second. They're like, no, we're first. It's like, brother, it's not even like halfway through the season. Like, relax.
But it's like they go,
why
wasn't Harry Kane player of the season? You finished 7th. Why should he be player of the season? I know he's got the most assists and goals combined, but what has that contributed to? That's just.
I want to get on to player of the season in a bit, but
you know, first, it's like it's madness.
Because we're speaking of Tottenham, Steve, I'll go to you on this. Harry Kane, do you think he leaves Spurs and?
Sorry, big up Bits and Bobs.
Oh, big up Bob.
Big up Bits. Big up.
My guy, you know. Yeah, so Steve, do you think Harry Kane leaves Spurs this summer? And if he does, which side do you think he goes to? And which side do you think he'd suit more out of Man City, Chelsea, and Man United, who I think are the three clubs who have been linked with him? He's
got to leave. He's got to leave for his career. He absolutely has to. Stays another year under Daniel Fonseca. I mean, that just doesn't make sense, does it? Doesn't matter how you look at that. There's no logic in that whatsoever. He probably suits Manchester United more than Manchester City if you look at what both teams did last season. That doesn't mean City wouldn't be capable of finding a way to incorporate a number 9 into their game plan. If anyone can put together a tactic to utilise Harry Kane, you would think Pep would be the man to do it. I think Manchester United are more likely to spend £140 million on one player than Manchester City because they don't have a history of doing that. What is Rodri their most expensive signing ever at less than 60 million? Is that right, Jan?
It was. I think it's Ruben Diaz now, 62. Okay. But I think Otamendi went the other way, so I don't think it's that.
Exactly. So there's no track record of really going large with players. Haaland's not going to go to City purely because Mini Raiola absolutely despises Pep Guardiola, and that just won't happen. Kane would be better for City than he would be for United, I think, because of the angles that City create, and he scores all types of goals, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. And it makes him a very dangerous proposition if he goes there, because playing for City, he could quite easily score 50 goals a season because there's no weakness to his. As a number 9, he's got everything, hasn't he? Yeah. He's quicker than he looks. He's a powerful guy. He takes balls early. He's both-footed. He's good in the air. He's a creator as well. So he would only add to City's dynamic. I just agree with Jan. I think City probably look at like an Adrian Silva or someone like that from Bundesliga who's had a great season, because that's the type of thing Guardiola does. I think if Chelsea don't get Haaland, then Kane's on their radar. That they are going to back up what they've done by spending big in the summer. They're really going to go for it. I think they can see they've got a manager. They've got a great platform. A slightly unexpected Champions League win, but still is one. So, congrats to them. It is. But,
it is. You're right. No, I agree totally.
But what then do? You get the checkbook out and you back that up. Exactly. And I'm sure the Liverpool fans in the room would agree that we were very underwhelmed by the signings we made following winning the Champions League. We didn't make any. It's the old Graham Souness adage, isn't it? You strengthen from a position of strength.
Exactly.
And I can't say we've done that. So. Yeah, Kane has to leave. And to be fair, mate, Tottenham Hotspur are a laughing joke, aren't laughing stock at the moment. If that manager went from 5th to 7th in Serie A, and that's hard to do. 7th in Serie A.
They'll be playing each other in the Europa Conference as well, won't they? Because Roma made Europa Conference as well.
There you go then.
Oh my God.
So he's got to leave. In answer to your question, mate, he's got to leave, and I think. If he goes to either of the Manchester clubs, whatever club he goes to, he strengthens. And I've no real love for the man because he dices with players' career with shithouse tactics every game, backing into people when they're going up for headers and stuff. He's going to break somebody's back doing that. And I can't warm to the guy for those reasons. But in terms of as a footballer and scoring goals for City, that guy's likely to get 50 goals a season, mate, which is a pretty terrifying prospect. Then would turn us into a farmers' league, wouldn't it?
I agree. I'd actually City about Kane, but I know she's just going to go off on a rant for about half an hour.
No. Do you know what I was going to mention, though?
Oh, God.
Because obviously all the talks about Kane, I don't know, maybe Man City change their tactics and see Chelsea go for Haaland and say, okay, let's go all out for Kane. Maybe they do that. But I agree. I think City will go they'll probably get Grealish and then probably get a cheaper striker in.
Martinez.
I don't know who they're going to go for.
That won't be cheap.
They're saying he's going to be a lot of money now. Andre Silva, I know, is about 30 mil. So I know that's more realistic for Man City. That being said, there's been a lot of rumours today about Bernardo Silva apparently not being too happy at Man City. I don't think it's really to do with Man City. I think it's to do with the whole, that whole racism incident, and after that,
last year,
and how it was dealt with, I think, in the media and stuff like that. He felt like he was being called a racist, He didn't like that. Obviously, what he did was racist. I've had my opinion on this. I didn't back Bernardo Silva in that situation, to be honest, because I didn't agree with the way he went about it. But that's another story. But yeah, I think apparently he's not too happy. So
he's linked with Sal, right? A swap deal with Sal, I guess.
There's been some links there between swapping, but I think the perfect player for Pep Guardiola plays for Atletico Madrid.
Felix.
And I think
João
Felix is perfect for Pep, and if that means Bernardo goes the other way, I'm all for that.
It would have to though, because he's big money, isn't he?
Yeah. But the thing is, with João Felix, his contract is ridiculous. So I was saying we would never get him because of his contract. That being said, if they really want Bernardo Silva, because Bernardo Silva is a fantastic footballer, if they really want him, there could maybe be a deal there, Bernardo plus money or something like that. Yeah. But I think João Felix under Pep is dangerous.
The issue is they bought him for about 105 million euros, I think. So you'd have to, even if you include Bernardo Silva, you'd probably still have to offer 85 to 90 million pounds.
Yeah, his buyout.
That's what I'm saying. It's peak.
It's like 300 million.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't look down your nose at Kane. You can't look down your nose at Kane and then be like João Felix. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that is peak.
Levy wants straight up cash, though. Levy wants cash.
I wouldn't read too much into these buyout clauses. Eric Garcia's buyout clause at Barcelona is 455 million. The guy couldn't even get
or something, isn't it?
It's insane.
He's 32.
Yeah.
Christ's sake. He's like, the buyouts don't. The only buyout clause that is horrified people is Kepa's one for 72 million pounds. Which, you know what? You're talking about contracts. This year, he's still got 4 years left on his contract because we gave him a 7-year one as well.
7 years.
7 years.
Rod.
7 years,
Jeez.
He's a European champion, so it's
He's shameless celebration.
2-time European champion.
I loved his celebration the other last Saturday.
There's a comment for you, Lewis.
If Germany face Denmark, it is what it is. When Andreas Christensen keeps a clean sheet, I won't say anything past that.
They got to bad.
I just knew, literally, watching that Champions League final, seeing Lewis caught on camera about 1 million times in the second half. I just knew.
Every minute.
That was ridiculous.
Christensen having a 10 out of 10 performance. This was going to be a long summer,
It was glorious, man. Our guy came on with no warning in a Champions League final, everyone calling him tummy ache and everything, and he lost it. 10 out of 10 performance. Beautiful. Wow. See that, words cannot describe it. Yeah. All the months of AC prop, and he drops a classic in a Champions League final. You love to see
it. He did. Not 10.
He did play very well.
Not 10, but yeah.
Not 10. 11.
No.
Oh,
I'll give it 9. That's it. And not 10.
He did play well, but then
he did play well. But,
But was there a mistake in the game? Because I didn't see a mistake in the game. And if there wasn't a mistake, then how is it not a 10 out of 10?
I think I saw him miss pass once. I think so.
Is this Gem? Is this Gem in the Spurs?
No. Gem wants him sold. I don't want him sold. No, Gem wants him sold.
Do you think he will get sold though?
Hell no.
I don't.
Load of was.
I don't think so.
I think
if we get Hakimi, I think that means we don't get a centre back. That's what it means.
Yeah.
We don't need a centre back
because you can play Reece James as right centre back, Aspilicueta as right centre back as well, in a free if he sticks to it. There's no need then even to sell Azuma unless some ridiculous money comes in, because we've got and we can rest Thiago Silva a lot more next season. So that's what
you do want to know how shameless Lewis is about Christensen. I criticised Diaz a couple. I criticised Chris and Diaz.
Look at it. It's glorious, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, that's it. I criticised Diaz a couple of weeks ago, saying that he shouldn't be compared to Van Dijk, And Lewis goes, yeah, the real debate is Christensen and Van Dijk. I was like, oh my god, this is so true.
Next season, we're coming for your star boy's neck. It is what it is. I see you have to switch your camera on as well, man. Don't feel too disrespected by it.
I feel like
I'm here for all the smoke. What are you saying? I'm here. Talk to me.
There's no smoke. I'm saying next season we're going to have a debate about Van Dijk and Christensen.
I won't have that debate. I'll just have
Lewis,
Tony Rudiger smashes both of them. So.
Lewis.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what Cali pack you're smoking. Relax on it, though. I'm telling you, you have to just set it down. Yeah, natural fumes, bro.
That's what it is.
It's just a few games into the season. Like, I think we're gonna have to have a discussion. We're just gonna have a
discussion we can have. The only time we can have that is at the beginning because man's rusty and man's come back. Let's not be having this discussion midway through when man's all. Do you know what I mean?
Then we'll have it at the end of the season. Don't worry.
Let's have
when
it
do they start posting? When do they start posting the Van Dijk fitness videos?
Christensen don't even get enough minutes. Christensen don't see the pitch. Like you know,
he started 16 games in a row and kept 15 clean sheets.
But when do they start posting the Van Dijk fitness videos with the emotional music?
Bro, that was like
when did they start doing it? No, it started building up a bit more.
Yeah, that was before. That was before they did that. No, that was before they did
the injury. You know, people saying by December and all that bullshit.
They did it again just before they did the Super League because they knew us were going in it. They tried.
Tried it. After Liverpool would lose a game, the day after it'd be a Van Dijk video showing how close he is to become. Just to like try and play with us to try and make us forget like. That's the kind of
be like those X Factor videos, you know, with a sad story, but then rising to the occasion.
I was hearing bullshit like he was going to be back in February and all that. I was like, nah, go away, innit? That's what I was thinking.
That's the Arsenal.
Because we were speaking, obviously, player of the year. Like, I don't really take much into it, but even I was surprised to see the winner of it the other day. So I'll go to you first, Nick. Thoughts on
who was it?
The winner of it, and why it should have been anyone but Kevin De Bruyne.
Was it Kevin De Bruyne? Was it Kevin De Bruyne? I thought
Yancey, I'll ask you last minute.
You're talking about the one that's voted for by the
PFA Player of the Year.
The actual one that was voted by not the players was Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't understand is how a player who was nominated for Player of the Year didn't win Young Player of the Year over someone who wasn't. But it's fine.
The whole thing's messed up, bro. The whole thing.
The players.
When Eden Hazard in 2019, I knew it was fucked.
Players went stupid. Do you know?
And I feel like they're only doing it. So
they once voted Ryan Giggs. I think it was 2008 or something.
2009.
2009 Player of the Year because he scored like one goal.
That was definitely a sentiment thing.
Yeah, but exactly. So I don't. The players one, I go, yeah, fine. It's more the writers one and everything like that. Like with Diaz one
quite early as well, don't they? They voted quite early
as well. It's like
they voted like halfway.
Christensen has literally filled his boots the whole season. What are you on? They barely even played together.
They can't vote for anyone on their own team as well. So they have to vote. So I don't know if it in February though wouldn't Gundogan been the player for Man City, not Kevin De Bruyne?
During
those Christmas months, it would be Gundogan, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it wasn't Diaz, it should have been Gundogan, I think. Not Kevin De Bruyne has had a good season, but he's had better seasons.
Even Jan was saying, weren't you saying you'd put Mahrez above De Bruyne this season?
It's
whoa.
You know what?
Mahrez.
What I said is that from a fan's point of view, because De Bruyne is such a good player, I think this season hasn't been his best season. I don't think he's been as good as he normally is. He's still been good. He's still had a decent season, but he's not at his best. So like his 8 out of 10 is still better than a lot of other people's. But I think Gundogan for me was the player that won Man City the league essentially. I would have gone with Gundogan, but the thing is, because it's voted for by the players, they see things differently to the fans. I've had a lot of arguments online with people because people are going, yeah, but I don't even know if the players voted for him. But I'm like, no, it makes more sense that the players voted for him because if you listen to the way players in the league talk about De Bruyne, they're forever bigging him up. I've never seen like one comment from any player in any team that is sort of against De Bruyne. It's always, oh, he's so good, he's this, he's that, I'd love to play with him. These sorts of comments. So it doesn't surprise me that he won a player-nominated vote. Like, that doesn't surprise me. I think in terms of fans, if fans voted, it would be Gundogan over. If a City player won it, it would be Gundogan. But I think players see things slightly different. Like, when you're playing against someone, they're giving you the runaround for 90 minutes. He might not score or assist. So the fans think, oh, he had a bad game. That player that's knackered because he's been running around for an hour will see things differently. And I think Grealish said it, like the first time he played against De Bruyne, said he was just following him round, you know, for 90 minutes. So it's like, I think the players just see it a bit differently. So I don't know, you kind of have to, they're players, isn't it? So you kind of have to just allow them to have their opinions. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
I mean, I don't think KDB won't win it next year because the reason why is there'll be at least 2 midfielders better than him next season. One of them is on Nick's Avi. You know, my guy Thiago Alcantara.
Oh, no.
He's coming next season, you know, bro. He's coming and, you know, he's going to light up the league. And Labille will be probably the best in it because I think he's the best anyway. But, like, yeah, and it might be the last time Kevin is holding that trophy, you know.
Don't hate on Kevin De Bruyne because he's got
we all know it's Haaland and he smashes 45 league goals next season. Haaland,
Yeah,
so
probably will,
It's all right. We'll just like Grealish and Grealish will win
if
it.
he comes.
Getting food back in set.
He'll go City, man.
If he comes.
You're not even going to hate on Grealish because you like Grealish, so you can't even hate him the way you hate
I
him.
love Grealish. That's the thing. I can't hate on Grealish. I love the guy, but like, you know what's pissing me off, right? Liverpool's such an underwhelming club, you know. I'm hearing City and Chelsea being linked with Haaland, Kane, Hakimi, Grealish, all these guys. Yeah, we're being linked with this guy called Patson Daka.
Nah, Daka's good though.
Bro, I don't know who he is.
No,
I don't know why you're not surprised, bruv. I'm
but it pisses me off, innit? Like, you know, that's the thing.
Someone asked you guys a question. I can't find it. Someone asked you, what do you think of
Kanate?
Yeah, I think it's
Kanate. Yeah, what do you think of the Kanate signing? Quickly, I think it's brilliant. I'm so happy about that. I often said that I thought he was actually, if you watch the two of them, he was the better of the two out of him and Upamecano. And I always said, like, what's the big hype? Like, he's actually the better one. If he can stay injury free, I feel like he's actually he's gonna be. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna be good. Man City have showed us, not like we needed to know, like everyone knows, but City have showed us that partnerships are vital. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Laporte's, do you know what I mean, is probably the best centre back out of all of them, but it is partnerships. So do I think he's going to start? I don't know, because Van Dijk and Gomez's partnership has shown to be really, really good. Even shut him out right now. Even DVD and Matip, like, do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he'll start, but just having a player of his quality there, do you know what I mean, is amazing, and that's what I've been wanting. So yeah, man's gassed about that stuff.
I mean, about Kanate, like, yeah, I mean, I was buzzing as well because, you know, I've seen him. I obviously asked Mr. Aaron United about him because he watches a lot of Bundesliga, so he's seen him play quite a lot, and he said top defender, but injury prone. So that worries me, obviously. But if we can get him fit and play regularly, then, you know, I think he'll be brilliant.
You got to replace your medical stuff.
Man, not about a partnership thing.
He's an Arsenal plant, and he needs to go there. Fuck back.
Oh yeah, why the hell did you brought that Arsenal?
He's a Arsenal plant. Yeah, I don't know why we.
You know.
I don't know why we. I don't know.
Why are you guys? Why did after what you did at Arsenal?
I don't understand. Of all the places, a health man from Arsenal, like what
Arsenal,
is this,
you know.
Bro? Like,
I wouldn't even touch anything from Arsenal.
But I think you're right, because I mean, did anybody watch the German Cup final between Dortmund and Leipzig?
I saw highlights of it.
Did you see the way
He bodied up a
He
Mercado.
bodied up a Mercado like he wasn't there.
Yeah, for the
He
second
ran
goal,
through him
proper
like
bodied
he
him,
wasn't
yeah.
there.
It's not the
And-
first time, bro. It's not the first
Yeah, I
time,
mean,
bro.
Upamecano's shaky, bro.
He's young. He can always get better, but Upamecano. I mean, even against your mob, I know he had some good.
Yeah, he screwed up against us.
Yeah,
shit
but
against us.
Haaland just went through him like
Even
proper
Man United bodied him first game.
Yeah, at Old Trafford. And then he didn't play in the return leg that Leipzig won. And Leipzig won without him against Man United, but they got battered 5-0 in the game they had.
What's really an issue for your guys now? Every single centre back you mentioned, you didn't even mention Gomez.
God, I don't want to mention Gomez.
Has injury issues or injury past.
To be honest with you, right? Gomez was actually getting better, and like in terms of like the muscle injuries, he's actually getting past that. That's why it was the injury in which he got was like it was done. You know, them ones there. Like he was actually in terms of like the only one really is Matip. Matip is
Matip just made out of straw, bro.
He's biscuits, bro. Do you know what I mean? And so like with him being a backup, you're always going to need another. Do you know what I'm saying? And also Konate we don't know yet what his injury, because he is a little bit prone to injury. So that you're right in terms of backup, not really sure. Like the whole point of you being backup is you being available. Do you know what I mean? There's no point you being a backup if you're subject to, do you know what I mean, injuries. And sometimes it's weird because you need a run of games, and then you're not getting a run of games, and you're going to get, do you know what I mean? So,
but I know they're not the same player. Do you think Klopp will learn and not throw him right in like he did Kabak?
Yeah, but
it's a different situation. No, exactly. It's a different situation when you've got a VVD back, a Gomez there, a Matip there. Whereas when Kabak came, we were on our knees.
Yeah,
bro.
but what I mean is, do you think because it's a new country, new surroundings, everything like that, do you think he will slowly introduce him?
Well, it could be a similar situation to the Fabinho thing. When we signed Fabinho, obviously great player, but it took a while for him to adjust the league and the system. I think he started only playing regularly after like 3 months of being at Liverpool, and then he came to form. So it could be a similar situation to that. But like,
and also he's not in the what's it called? He's not in the France, innit? He's not in the France team.
Oh, yeah,
so he'll get a pre-season. Do you know what I mean? Like things like that. It's different. You got to, do you know what I mean? Shout out my guy Finners as well. Bang bang. You know them
my guy, big up Finn.
No.
Yeah. Somebody, Davy Fisher says if Van der Beek played for Liverpool and Thiago played for Man United, they will both be considered top 5 players in the league in their position. They're both at the wrong club. What do you think about that?
I think that Van der Beek is at the wrong club. I think Thiago
was good to us.
He's where he needs to be, and I think Thiago will show you exactly what he's made of by the end.
Well,
of
he was showing it. That's the thing towards the end of the season. Really
if Thiago was at Man United, Ollie would still choose McFred.
100%. He'd have been playing wing back. He'd have been playing wing back, bro. It'll be a joke thing.
He still picked McFred.
Van der Beek is just at the wrong club. In that statement, that's the only thing. Van der Beek is at the wrong club. That's it. And then he's injured as well. He got carted off, innit?
He's lucky he's young because he can move. You know what I mean? He can move. He's lucky. He's only 25, so he can move. Yeah, I mean, I think he got injured because he probably was trying. He's probably trying to overexert himself because he played a lot. He's probably injured himself trying too hard. Because Ollie, he gave him minutes against Wolves in the last day of the season. And didn't even bring him. Did he bring him on in Europa League final? I don't think he did.
No, he didn't bring anyone on until like the last.
He did it. I know.
100 minutes it took. Yeah, but he would still choose McFred if.
Ollie's just useless, bro. Ollie's just a joke, man. Honestly,
Ollie's a madman.
Ollie's a madman, you know. Ollie's actually a man. Literally like fucking hell.
What do you guys think about this? Because like obviously, Chelsea are set to buy Haaland, and Man United want Sancho. Do you think they both leave in the same window?
The thing, no. Dortmund have come out and said, we don't want to. Obviously, we don't want to sell Haaland, but if you put in an offer, you're going to sell. So, Jan, I know they said it just makes business sense. What is if we put in a massive bid of 154 million?
Yeah.
Why would you not take it and go? No, I'd rather sell him for 90 million pounds less next season.
Yeah.
And I know people go, well, they're not going to sell both. They could stand to make They could stand to make 240 million pounds on two players. And you know what?
That's their model.
Dortmund are the best. Dortmund are the best at selling players and replacing them. I think in the world, they're one of the best. I think they're one of the best because they know they know that. I mean, they know they're not going to win the Bundesliga. Maybe once every 10 years now, something like that. But what I read tonight was he's ours if Abramovich puts in the bid. It's all set. All Roman Abramovich has to do is think, no, I won't buy another painting for 95 million pounds. I'll just buy this player.
Do you know what it is? He's got to be at one of his rich dinners, yeah, and hear someone talking shit about his club. What? Watched someone hold my drink in it. You know them way there, like that's how he flexes. Like,
well, I keep
shit about.
Lewis knows this. I keep telling Chelsea fans. I really hate. I don't hate Chelsea. I hate the way they think. They go, why do so many Chelsea fans become part-time accountants when it comes to transfers? Because it's like
that's a lot of fans. That's pretty much every fan base.
But especially Chelsea fans. The Chelsea fans that go, it's not your money. You're not losing it. We're not taking a loan out. This is Roman Abramovich builds $400 million super yachts every other year. Yeah, he buys paintings for 95 million pounds because he wants to. We have no idea how. I love when they do the rich list because they guess how much people are worth. You have no idea how much Roman Abramovich is worth. I think in the pandemic he still earned about £3 billion or something like that. He lost the money, but he still earned that money. If he wants to, it's all set up. And Chelsea fans really annoy me when they want to be a big club, but they don't want to spend like a big club. If we're a big club, you spend like a big club. And you do this. And even if he's only here 3-4 years, if he delivers Premier League titles and another European Cup, I'm happy with that. And we sell him for double what we paid for him.
Speaking of that,
Real Madrid would have to, or Barcelona would have to pay them £250 million upwards to get him.
You know? Like you said, Winter Surfer, speaking about a club who thinks they're still a big club, but they're actually not, why don't we move on to some Arsenal slander? Because I just feel like some Arsenal slander. I know everyone's going to be up for that at the moment. So apparently, that Spotify geezer's putting in another bid for them actually today or something like.
It's only 200 million more, wasn't it? 2 billion.
It's like just over 2 billion, I think.
It's not going to be enough.
Kroenke ain't selling, you know.
Kroenke ain't going anywhere. Why do you, man? Kroenke ain't going nowhere. The Glazers ain't going nowhere. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't understand what's going. Tottenham started moaning about Levy. Levy ain't going nowhere.
He's not even the owner.
Kroenke would be stupid to sell Arsenal as a businessman.
But Ryan, when Arsenal fans after Conte's thing last week, all goading Spurs fans, and they couldn't even wait 24 hours before they got rejected by a Championship player.
Oh my God, that made my Saturday.
And then they go, we weren't in for him. We never bidded for him. You bidded for him. Yeah. You got outbid by Villa. He was waiting for you. You didn't turn up. He bounced to Villa. Just accept it. And then they go, now we're in for Ruben Neves. We're in for Ruben Neves. We're going to sell Xhaka, but we're in for Ruben Neves.
Nah, because they want because the thingy. What's his name? My man. What's my man's name? That's actually come out and been like, I just want Arsenal, and so now they're all super. Basuma. Yeah. It's like, all right, mate, cool, innit? Good player in that, but do not sit down and think like, bruv. Martinez was on the phone to Buendia and was like, yo, that club is a joke. Come here, innit? Like, like no long thing. Like straight.
If you want to screw your career up as a player, just go to Arsenal in it. As far as I'm concerned.
Well, there was reports today that they were linked to Koundé. Yeah, it's got £47 million buyout or something like that, or £47 million. And then the next sentence says that's something about. I paraphrase. That's great, but Koundé wouldn't even. He's not even considering Arsenal because they're not in Champions League. So it's like Why don't they? And it's probably not true, but why don't they? Why don't they have realistic targets? Ruben Neves is probably a realistic target, but I don't know if they'll pay £35 million for him. They're not going. They didn't want to pay 33 million for Buendia.
All jokes aside, though, what's it called? Basuma and Partey double pivot is not bad, you know. Like,
but they're both box to box, though. That's the problem. Who's going to sit?
True.
Who's going to sit?
I think Partey would sit and Basuma.
He's got to change his game a lot.
Because Partey, I've seen Partey going forward, and he's just not techie enough. If I'm honest,
yeah,
Partey's
you're right.
He's not techie enough, bro.
He's not elegant. He's not elegant running forward, mate.
Yeah, it's not even an elegant. It's like sometimes don't have the elegance and like slap it top bins, but you don't even have. It's all a madness. Like I'm like, bruv, nah, relax,
yeah,
bro.
Bro, Partey's just clumsy on the ball, bro. He's mad clumsy on the ball.
Fabinho don't look the absolute sexiest when he slaps the ball, but like at least he's got, you know what I mean, some sort of techers like he don't. Yeah, like Partey. So that's why I'm just off that. That's why I'm saying I would see Basuma maybe being that one possibly.
Basuma's got a mixture of the way he runs of Kante and Essien, in him the way he moves the ball and runs with the ball. I think he's better than that at Partey. I don't know about passing. Who's better out of the two?
That's why it's funny because Buendia would have actually been the better one.
Well, Buendia though. Buendia, I mean, it's funny, but Buendia, he play on the right side, and then we can get Odegaard. I mean, come on, Odegaard. Jesus Christ.
They were gassing him up so much.
Because when Haaland has come out and said that he wants to play with Odegaard, so whatever club he's at, shut up, you
How you doing, my guy?
Yeah, Odegaard's better than Kai Havertz, I was told once by an Arsenal fan, and they meant it. Yeah.
Is that my guy Bob's here? Jeez, oh god, my man. These scandalous Man United fans, Man United fans that come second and are screaming "Ollie out!" Madness. Oh god, my G.
Oi, listen. Evening, everyone. Evening. It's been a minute, man. It's very. Oh man. Oh, Winter Surfer, man. Congrats, bro. I'm happy for you, man. Listen,
I know, bro.
Listen, I speak to Ryan and Saint Daily, man. I've been in disarray, man. I've been in the wilderness. I've been sitting in my garden,
walking around this compound in underwear, bro. It's been bad, bro.
Like, I'm ruined. Like, mentally. Like, Manchester United, Ollie are ruined. Anyway, what were you lot talking about anyway? So
are you tired of being champions of Europe?
But are you tired of
talking about that?
Speaking of the London, I wanted to speak on this London debate because personally, Arsenal fans like to think they're still big, but I don't think it's right. I didn't even think it was a debate before the Champions League final. I thought Chelsea were clear anyway. After they won the second one, I was like, Arsenal fans don't even bother in it. Like, but obviously, I saw a certain Arsenal fan on YouTube.
Oh yes,
try and claim
yes.
Community Shields, FA Cups, they've won more of those, so they're still the bigger club, chatting out of his arse, basically. So, like, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that. Yeah, go on with it, sir.
I feel the same as you, Ryan. I knew it before, but when someone come out who's never said this, I've never heard any Arsenal fan say this before in a debate which club is bigger. When they brought out head-to-head records,
over my
history,
God,
that's when I knew. That's the desperation.
That is desperation.
Then I would go, okay, we'll go head-to-head records. What's next? How many victories we've had in the history? How many goals we've scored, conceded? How many players have played for their country? Listen to me. I will even say this. Don't waste your time anymore now, Chelsea fans. You don't need to have the debate. It was done before. It's done after.
The thing is,
it's done. It's just done.
The thing is, excuse me. The thing is, like, you need to look at the facts here. European trophies. I think Chelsea have got 3, 2 Champions Leagues.
We've got 2 Champions Leagues, 2 Europa Leagues, 2 Cup Winners' Cups.
Well, there you go.
6.
So that's 6.
Yeah, so they got 1.
So all jokes aside, when you say put your medals on the table, I think footballing fans, do you know sometimes as you get older, you can't reason with stupidity. do you know? It's just,
them ones.
There's opinions and there's facts at the end of the day, and I see it on the timeline. I'm just like, you're just talking for the sake of talking. It's like when people said to Jan about Pep's a flop because he lost the Champions League final. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, but like real talk though, it doesn't make him a flop because he lost a Champions League final to another good manager. The whole debate about London, listen, Chelsea are the biggest club in London. They might not be the biggest brand wise, but fans ain't trying to boast about brands. We're trying to boast about trophies. And right now Chelsea, they're doing their thing right now. They are the champions of Europe, and they didn't play the best of games, but they won it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't say on the trophy how well you played. It says the team on it. And for Arsenal fans yeah, of course, bro. Listen, and the funny thing is, for Arsenal fans to be like, we're still coming. Look at the state of yourself. You're trying to say you're still the biggest club in London after a club has just won the Champions League. That is your shout. Your next sentence. Get out of here, man. Like, go paint your fence or something. Like, seriously, man. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, it's like being in London and being a Liverpool supporter, hearing Arsenal fans all chatting like, "Oh, all you're doing is living in history. It's just bare history." Like, them ones there. Like, and now you're chatting history. Like, now you're sitting there chatting about. Shut up, man.
This is the thing. When people are like, "Oh, Manchester's still red," I'm like, is this what we're on now? Is this what Man United are on? History. Are you crazy? Listen, I watched Phil Foden lift 3 league titles, Phil Foden is 21 years old. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? And people are still saying Manchester's red. Shut up, man.
There was a debate on the terrace about this. And
who are you talking about? That's going 2.0. Is that who you're talking about?
There was a debate on the terrace. There's a debate on the terrace about this. And there was a debate on the terrace about
what's that?
Yeah, I know. Sorry, there's a debate on another channel where Stens went to a gal. How can you boast about winning a league that you haven't won in 17 years?
Is it 17 years?
Yeah, and then I wanted to say to Stens,
man are finishing their GCSEs and have never seen Arsenal.
I wanted him to say next, if he bought on the Invincibles, I want him to say, well, Rangers have just done that this year.
Celtic did that a few years ago.
Celtic did that a few years ago. Juventus have done it. Juventus have done it.
Can I just tell you this? Yeah, I'm in Scotland now. Yeah, I must have gone to like a little. This was like a year ago. This was when we could congregate together. I went to a little party and I see one little Don. Like, I'm in Scotland. Did I remember you? I said that, innit? I see one Don. He's like 21 years old. He's got an Arsenal tattoo on his arm. I said, brother, what is going on here? I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 21. I said, oh my God, like Jesus. You don't even know. Like, you ain't even seen what is that? Well, I spent the whole night. I was in tears, man. I was in tears. I was like, "Brother, show me that again."
After they lifted an FA
I was like,
Cup.
"You're not even from us. You're not even from the ends to have that." Like, bruv. Oh my Lord,
and the old school geezers probably won't even have a tattoo like that.
That's what I'm saying. You're 21 years old. You're up here. Like, what's going on, bro? It is techie. I said, relax, bro. Relax yourself.
I think we've talked about this, on the phone and stuff about like the football conversations now, and I do think, God forgive me, but I think it's getting dumber. It's like I feel like it's just being stupid and dumbing down. Like some of the stuff you see, I have to remind myself. That's why I put in our group chat. So I was like, all right, okay, let me talk to like proper football people here, and I think sometimes when you hear a shout like that, Arsenal's bigger than the biggest club in London, I think you just have to let them enjoy their air that they're breathing.
Yeah, that's what I said, Bob. Literally, I'm not even going to engage in that debate anymore. It's a waste of my time.
That's what I always say, though, because a lot of people, they keep banging on about big clubs, City is a small club. I couldn't care less if Man City is small. Honestly, I don't care. I've seen us lift every trophy. bar the Champions League, right?
Exactly. I was going to say.
Yeah. But even if we'd won it, but even if we'd won it this month, I still wouldn't have seen us lift it because I wasn't there. Like when I say I've seen us lift it, I mean I was physically in the ground.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like I don't mean just things that City have won. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I don't care how small Man City are. That doesn't bother me. Do you know what I mean? If I cared about the size of a club, I wouldn't have picked Man City in the 90s. I wouldn't have. It's that simple. You know what I mean? I'm always a Liverpool fan. I could have easily been like, yeah, let's go support Liverpool, who had, I think at the time, 4 Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
I could have easily been like, yeah, let me go support Liverpool. But I didn't want to support Liverpool. I wanted to support Man City. And it took me till I was 20 to see us win any trophy. Obviously, we won like smaller stuff in the lower divisions and stuff. But, you know, I didn't see us lift an actual trophy till I was 20 years old.
But you're right.
Not stop.
Yeah, and you're right, because I'm a London guy. So in the 90s, if you're from London, the most popular team you're going to support is Man United. So, but I didn't. So if someone goes at me, oh, you only supported them 2004-5, I can say, bro, nah, I supported them in 95 when we got gassed about signing Mark Hughes on a free transfer. So don't come at me. And we got Rude hit it at the end of his career. So don't come at me. Yeah. Don't come at me.
Quickly, guys, I got a shootout in it, yeah. But before I go in it, listen, big up the panel, man. Make sure you man are slapping a like. Rumi, shout out your comment. Also, big up Ryan. Minamino's doing a madness for us in Japan. He can stay in Japan. Cool. Zane AFC. Random question, but would you Liverpool fans take Grealish over Mane?
Yes.
That's too saucy for me. I've been thinking about it for the last 5 minutes, going back and forth, and I'm gonna chicken.
I'd do that deal tomorrow.
Really and truly, it should be an addition to. It should be addition.
Yeah,
I know what you're asking, and I can't even put myself on there. Like I've been doing a madness in my head, just doing backflips. Like
I love how Jane didn't say Salah because you already knew Ryan's answer.
Yeah, of course, like which is a madness, and I would have definitely have said no to that. But yeah, to Mane, oh brother, like I have to cut. I'm checking it out. I love you, man. Ryan smashed it. Like, safe, man.
Take care, bro.
It's later, man.
Yo, Lewis, you're all right, bro. I haven't heard a lot of Arsenal slander from you in the last few minutes, bro.
I've been eating, that's why. But Andrew's been keeping the thought perfectly. Like, there's no argument, bro. I'm not having an argument with London.
I'm not doing it. Yeah.
If I am, I'm questioning the other guys.
Wait. Who Lewis is that? Is that Carefree Lewis?
Yeah, bro.
Are you serious? Bro, big up to you, man. Oi, I
watch you, bro. What are you saying about that?
Big up to you.
I just realised, fucking hell, we were meant to link up for a show like near the end of the season. I kept forgetting because I was busy, man. It's calm. It's
calm. I'm on a sabbatical till we get sacked, so it's all right.
Oh, so Ole gets sacked.
Till Ole gets sacked, yeah.
Bobs, I thought you were tired.
I'm extension for your man, though.
Bobs, I thought you were tired because you were out with the other United fans watching from planes from Dortmund coming in for Jadon Sancho.
Bro, nah, bro. Listen.
All busy at the Europa League. Winners are all busy at the Europa League trophy parade.
Yeah.
Listen, the man them have got me on.
I had to get that in, Bob.
Listen, do you know the funny thing is, yeah? Ask Ryan, see when we lost that game.
Yeah. I've never seen you like that, bro.
No, like, I was low. Like, I'm talking like, imagine the woman of your dreams breaks your heart. Like, I was crushed. Like, do you know what it was? Like, do you know, Jan, you're around my age, innit? So, you know them R&B songs when the black guys are looking left, right, and then they sing a chorus and they touch their chest and then they point out, you know, that was me. Like, I was singing like Usher Let It Burn, like, you know, Nelly Kelly Dilemma, like, you know, like, bro, I took it back to B2K. I'm pretty Ricky. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've never been, this is football, God forgive me, but I've never been so low. I was just like, even in the garden, I was like, you could have made a sub, you know, like, I'm on my own. This guy's got me like, and then I thought, you know what? F this club. Like, you can't.
I've never seen you. I've never seen you. Honestly, Pete, he's not lying, bro. He's not lying.
I was just like, I'm done. I quit. Listen, I even quit. I quit my StreamYard thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. I'm not talking about this team again. Like, when I say to you, it was like a new leaf. Like, I'm not doing StreamYard. I'm not talking Man United. I don't want to talk about anyone. It was like, you know, heavy breakup. I'm a new me. You know, I'm about to do me. And yeah, man, I must agreed for like what? Up until what?
Maybe maybe a few days ago.
Few days ago, right? A few days ago, I was like, yeah, I'm back. But nah, like.
Who do you support now?
I support myself, Sarcasm TV, and yeah, everyone else is the ops. Nah. Like, obviously, listen. Obviously, I still support Man United, obviously, but like, I think, and what for people watching and listening, yeah, I'm 32 next month. So, like, in my lifespan of watching Man United play football, I have been the bully. I have chat recklessly and watched my team dominate. And now I have a guy who has this job, who is probably the most famous super sub, okay, but can't for the life of him make a sub. And he why is he the Man United manager? Do you know what everyone says? Oh, trust the process. And I'm gonna say this again, yeah, because I said this last time I was with Forrest. I said, listen, everyone's saying trust the process with Ollie. Yeah, I'm getting really, really like this is emotional for me right now. Everyone's says trust, but in Ollie's 3 years at the club, I have watched Man City win the league, Liverpool win the league, okay, Leicester win an FA Cup, Arsenal win an FA Cup, City win domestic stuff. I've watched Liverpool win a Champions League, and I've watched Chelsea win a Champions League. Now, let me pause, yeah. This has all happened while Ollie has been the manager of my club. Scotland semi-final.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say to you, yeah? And then I've got people saying he needs to be backed. What are you trying to back? Like, I'm not being funny, yeah, but like, no, let's do this. No. What are you trying to back him? What's there to back? You bought half of the defense, yeah. You bought Bruno, who's supposed to be world class, which is a load of bullshit. He's not world class, okay? And you couldn't even beat La Vida Loca. You couldn't even tap dance around some Spanish blacksmiths and flipping paper boys.
Yeah, they weren't good. Villarreal aren't good.
Do you know what I mean? And do you know? Yeah, I was out with my friends. Yeah, like friends around the boys I grew up with support Man United. So you can imagine this was a big deal. We're like, he wins it, okay, we give him next year. But he lost on penalties. You're not supposed to lose on penalties. If I took my son to our garden, who's 3 years old, to play football, he ain't scoring against me. Do you know why? Because I'm better than him. It's not supposed to happen. And everyone's like, oh, Ollie needs to be back Ollie. And I'm thinking, yeah, people are like, you're being negative. But I was like, okay, let me give you some facts. All these clubs have won trophies. Ollie's still here. All these clubs have signed players. We're not signing A-class players. You know, they're talking about once we get Sancho. I don't give a shit if we get Sancho. I couldn't really care if Sancho signs because for me, yeah, I think to myself, what, we buy this right midfielder and then what? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Look, we've got City saying that they might sign Harry Kane, Jack Grealish, but I'm talking about just bringing in Harry Winks, Kieran Trippier. What? So listen, RIP Man United. Listen, I'm on a sabbatical.
Winks, you know.
I'm on a sabbatical until he gets sacked.
Winks and McTominay in midfield.
Winks and McFred.
Oh my god!
Let me say something about McFred, yeah, because I'm so angry. Do you know, yeah, Paul Pogba for 12 weeks was playing off the left.
Yeah.
Playing some champagne stuff, yeah. Now he's the best player at the club. I don't care. All these Bruno lovers.
Pogba's the best player.
You're right. Yeah. The biggest cup final, the biggest game is a cup final, and you decide to play him against McTominay. Now, listen, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles could have seen you don't do that, yeah. But this guy's like, Rashi, mate, you're my mate. You need to get a game. Bun that. Like, he talks about Alex Ferguson. You know, Alex Ferguson sold Ruud van Nistelrooy, sold Jaap Stam, David Beckham. Yeah. He got rid of Roy Keane. Yeah. This guy won't drop Rashford. That's done nothing in his football career. I hate this club. I hate the badge. I even hate the color. I hate everything about them.
I'm with you on
Literally, like to the point. Yeah,
you're supposed to. Yeah.
Listen. Like, I kid you not. Like, when I say I'm done with this club, like, I'm seeing Harry Winks. I'm just like, all right, cool, whatever. Bring him, cool, because they're like, all he needs better players to do well. No, you can have all the ingredients in the kitchen and still be a shit cook. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Tuchel never bought a player. Listen, every Tom, Dick, and Mohammed and their fucking dog was like, Chelsea SIG signings are all flops. In comes Tintin. Tintin's like, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Man wins the Champions League, top 4, and flipping FA Cup final. What?
Bobs. What was the first thing? What was the first thing you said? What's the first thing you said? You said trust the process.
None of this Trocero bollocks.
You said trust the process, yeah? You can just point to us and say
Tuchel literally said
we
fuck
just
the
shit on the
process in an interview.
We shout on the process. The process doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
Tuchel said I don't do processes, I do results.
Not without proper backing and proper coaching. It doesn't exist.
Look, you can give him Sancho, you can give him Varane, you can give him Grealish, you can give him all those players. He's came out and said he doesn't do the coaching. I asked Flawless this. I was like, Flawless. He came out and said, I don't do the coaching. Now, real talk, Jan, imagine you are a Paul Pogba, and Michael Carrick is trying to teach you how to switch the ball. Are you crazy? McKenna's like, Pogs, mate, I think you should be doing it. Shut your mouth. Like, don't even chat to me. A whole World Cup winner. So, if those two are doing the coaching, and then I look around, I see Klopp on the training pitch. I see Pep doing his thing. I see Tuchel doing his thing. Even Carlo Ancelotti at Everton was coaching. Yeah, you know how Conte does it. You know what Zidane does it.
Yeah.
But Oli has got his hands in his coat jacket, walking around, high-fiving people. But I'm supposed to be like, yeah, trust the process. Fuck off. Like, seriously, I'm getting proper medieval now with anyone. I don't care. When they talk about man, shut up.
You know what though?
Sorry, by the way, guys. I'm normally happy and positive.
See what you said,
bro. Therapy settings, bro. That's what
you said just then, yeah. Unless it's a deep dive, I don't know who Tuchel. I don't know the names of Tuchel's assistant coaches. I don't know them. I don't know Pep's. I don't know Klopp's. I don't know Ancelotti's. Dan Ferguson knows on the staff, but I don't know Zidane's. I don't know them. I don't. So that's where you're right. Those guys are coaches. They're not They have manager as a title, but they're coaches. They get down and dirty. They do the tactics. They go one-on-one. Their whole life, if they're not at home, is based around coaching. Ollie, because I didn't know Ollie said that. So Ollie,
he said it. Yeah,
I know Ferguson didn't really. Towards the end, really, last 10 years, I don't think really sort the coaching.
But Andrew, what did he do though? This is why
he switched it up. He switched up his assistant. Switched it up. Yeah.
Listen, he went from flipping Brian Kidd, Walter Smith, Steve McLaren, Carlos Queiroz, Rainy Molliston, flipping Mike Phelan when he never had any shorts on. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, like Fergie basically said, do you know what? Football's evolving. I can't do this. Let me get coaches that are moving with football. Now,
Brian Kidd's been doing great stuff at City.
Brian,
I forgot he was on there though, Jan. I forgot he was there.
Yeah. You don't see him much. You don't see him.
But the thing is, though, this is my point. Yeah, look,
but I get you.
Coaches that are even Conte gets down, Jose gets down on it, but like Ollie has said he doesn't coach. So now, like. For me, I'm worrying here because I wonder, like, well, what are you doing then? You're not scouting players. You can't even sign a decent player. For me, I'm just like, so what are you doing? And this is not even to be negative. I was saying to people on Twitter, so what's he doing then? Oh, he needs to be backed. Why does he need backed if you've got flipping England international, Harry Maguire, Paul Pogba, World Cup winner, Bruno Fernandes, and Edison Cavani? What do you need backed for? Yeah. Like, real talk, what do you need back for? What are you doing? And these people are saying, trust the process or it'll come good. Nah, bro. Like, we are an embarrassment right now. Like, when people ask me what team you support, I don't even watch football, bro. Like, bro,
you know what I think though?
I can't wait for the Euros to start.
The problem that you've got with Man United is like a lot of people are kind of saying, "Oh, this season, like, our City just won it because everyone wasn't great this season." Which, fair enough. I don't even think City were at their best this season. But it's like the problem is next season it's only going to get harder because Liverpool are going to have their players back with a few additions. Chelsea are obviously going to go spend big. Yeah. They've already got a team that they've invested in there. Man City are going to change the squad up a little bit, get new players in, stuff like that. Because let's be honest, Sergio Aguero hasn't really played much over the last 2 years. So it's like, I think he's got 6 goals and 2 of them were on the last game of the season, in this season. So it's one of them where Man City are now going to go and get any striker who's going to score more than 6 goals. So City will get better. All the teams kind of around Man United are going to get better. So it's like, it's not the time to kind of say, oh, in 3 years we'll be fine, because Chelsea might be, winning it every year then, or City might be winning it every year then. So I don't know.
If you think about it, what you've just said, I absolutely agree with you. And look at it this way, right? In November or December, Man City was it 8th or something like that?
Oh, no. Well, we were like 15th at one stage. Then we went Yeah,
but we were top of the league in January, right? Now check this out, I said this to Saint and Ryan. I said, this season has been embarrassing. And they were like, what do you mean? I was like, because of the standard of the big clubs now. Listen, check it. City were like 8th or 9th, Christmas, New Year, right? Pep signs a new contract. If Pep is signing a new contract when they're in that position, what does that tell you? He's going to do a mazza. He's like, no problem. Yeah. And he won the league, by the way. He won the league. Chelsea got top 4. Tuchel turned it around. Okay. Leicester were unfortunate. Leicester won the FA Cup, though. So it's a good season. They're in Europa League. Liverpool had no defence. Liverpool lost so many players after the players left and right, central, and they finished 3rd. 5 points behind Man United, who are saying we're improved. Get the fuck out of my face if you're talking to me like this is a great season for Oli. For Oli to come second in the way that all big teams are performing is embarrassing. You were top of the league. You stay there, mate. I don't care. You stay there. Okay? Look at what your peers were doing around the time you were top of the league. Look how it ended. I was bad for saying, I was saying 21 and 21, but I deep down knew, it wasn't going to happen. Okay? And the work, like Jan just said, next season, Klopp is not going to take that line down. Chelsea, Tuchel just got given a new 2-year contract, so he's about to get brazy with it. City will go again. Leicester will be there and thereabouts. West Ham will probably start playing games with their chest. So we're probably fighting for 4th and 5th position, And that's a whole Man United. And this is why I'm saying to people, but when people say to me, Ollie, trust the process. What process am I trusting? Do you know what I mean? We will never, I'm telling you this right now, while he's the manager, we will never, ever win a trophy. Never win a trophy. And we're not coming top 4 next season. I'm saying that now. I hope it gets clipped. I do. We're not coming top 4 next season. I'm telling you. The Ryanair Cup. I'm telling you, that's what we're going to be in. We can't even win that. So, do you know what I mean? Can't even tap dance around fucking living La Vida Loca. Seriously. And then I see Lewis in flipping the Champions League final. Do you know what I'm saying? Enjoying himself.
Fucking scenes.
Do you know what I'm saying? I seen it, bro. I saw you on TV as well. I was just laughing. I was just like to my cousin, I was like, I know that guy.
Yeah, everyone kept messaging me photos about it in the second half. I was like, you're fucking taking the piss.
No, you were literally on the TV 10 times. I'm not even joking. Sometimes you're on, because I've had people message me before, when I come out the stadium, because City have no signal. So when
you're going to say they've got no fans.
So when I come out the stadium, sometimes my phone just starts going off, and I know when that happens that I've been on the TV. And it's but it's normally once or twice, but you were on it consistently throughout the game. Like,
I think it was because there weren't a lot of fans there in general as well, so it's easy for them to stick to sections.
Right, big up Cameron, man. Cam, big up from Cam from Canada. I just got your WhatsApp, bro. Trust me, we're not winning nothing under this manager. I'm telling you right now. Listen, yeah. Do you know what is funny? Listen, Chelsea sacked Lampard. Their darling, their boy. Like, do you know what? It was Chelsea's favourite nephew, their son. They sacked him because why? The owner's like, bro, I need to win games and win trophies, bro. Get out. Now, do you know what? I'm going to say something now. They're not going to like it, but it's facts. Ollie was fourth choice striker at Man United. Now, he was fourth choice striker. Let's be honest. It's true. He was a good super sub. Now, for someone that says accepts to be fourth choice striker, you need to look at his mentality. That's all I'm going to say. And secondly, okay, he scored a winning goal in the Champions League final. Cool. Yeah. But as a manager, we need to look at the facts here. He got relegated with a Premier League club. He won the whatever league it was, the Norwegian league. Cool. I salute you. But to be a whole Man United manager, like, come on now. Like, come on. Someone talk, because I'm about to just ridiculous Man United right now. Like,
listen, I can see where you're coming from. That you're going to hate me for saying this. There is progress because he's finished second.
Yeah, Andrew.
I know. No.
That means it's too cold.
No, but that's
next season. It's a good season.
But that's the problem. I'm from an outside. And I agree with you entirely. I don't think he's not there. You're not going to win anything with him. I believe because
look,
he's a coward. He's a coward when it comes to finals.
Second.
He's a coward.
As Conte said, second is the first loser, yeah?
It is, you're right. I understand, yeah.
Yeah, so like, if you're going to win... Look, at the end of the day, right, you've just won the Champions League. Okay? So, initially, already, you're looking to defend your title and go and win the Premier League. Kick on, yeah? Now, Ollie, you lost the European Champions League. You lost the Europa League final. You came second.
After getting knocked out of the Champions League.
After being knocked, exactly. Yeah. So so like you got knocked out. You didn't even win either of the competitions. Yeah. Now, do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, you listen.
And you're bantering Pep, bantering Pep because he didn't win the Champions League.
Yeah, but look,
if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, like, we got knocked out of Champions League. Yeah. He had 3 games to get 1 point. Let me repeat that. He had 3 games to get 1 point, yeah? And they said to you, do you know what, mate? You can't be in Champions League, but we'll give Europa. That you
Redemption Cup
of 1.
Yeah.
Redemption Cup. You don't win. Do you know what I mean? And, like, you don't win that. Now, I'm not being funny, yeah? But, like, how is he walking back into the office saying wagwan to the owners or to his supervisor? Like, Roy Keane said it. Man United either win the league, okay, or they win a trophy.
Yeah.
We're not doing either. And for me right now, yeah, Steven Gerrard just went to the SPL League, invincible, won the league. Yes, it's Scottish football, but it's at a big, massive club. And you're telling me you failed to beat a bunch of flipping Rashford. Actually, let me go on Rashford. Rashford, yeah, you couldn't even get past Fife, whatever his name is. Yeah, Fife, whatever his name is, Pipe, whatever, Fife. I don't care. Okay, do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, I hate this team. I hate this. Like, it's like. Do you know what it is? Do you know what Man United are right now? You know when you're sunbathing abroad, yeah, and there's that one annoying fly that wants to come for your good blood, and it's just there sucking you dry. This is Man United. I hate them. I do. I literally just I can't with this team right now. I'm literally. Do you know what? I'm actually watching. I'm not even watching football. I've not watched any international football since the season ended. I can't. And I see people tweeting about Bruno scoring. Fuck Bruno. I don't give a fuck about Portugal. I don't give a fuck about Portugal.
Bro, you need something to revitalize your love in the sport, man. I say the same thing to you that I said to Flawless. Just come join us, man. Fuck it.
Guys.
You were supporting us in the Champions League final, and I'm sure you enjoyed that. So just
if you still want to stay in Manchester, there is another team there you could
Salford, mate.
Salford, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No, but like
FC United and Manchester and that.
I still can't believe we got beat. Literally, I can't believe it. I know, but like, you're supposed to get sacked after that. I'm sorry, you're supposed to get sacked.
Your performance in that final was dead.
It was so
dead. We've been performing like that before.
I know.
We drew with Fulham 1-1, a relegated championship team. Listen, the guy needs to go. Like, literally. Listen, mate, I'm hearing about the new ships. Listen, mate, I might go start watching Rangers if they allow fans back in. Might as well go watch a championship winning team. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what? There's been some questions for you. The first one, which is from Father.
Okay.
He says, I don't know how you say his name actually, but yeah, the Werner's lawyer.
Fatter.
Yeah, Fatter. That's how you say it. Yeah, he said, "What's heftier, Ollie tax or Glazer's tax?"
Do you want me to be honest with you? Yeah. See, I've got a different opinion on this. Yeah, and the fact that everyone's like, "Oh, the Glazers and the owners." Yeah, but listen, they're all acting like they don't know how businesses run, and I get the fans are able to protest and stuff. Ollie tax for me because at the end of the day, the Glazers still gave Ollie the money to buy these players.
Yep.
Right? But the Glazers don't cross the white line to kick the ball. They don't coach the players. They don't say to Pogba, switch the ball, blah, blah, blah. So at the end of the day, if we all are partners in a business and we're making money and we're getting dividends after every year, what? Are we just going to sell? Are you crazy?
No.
Do you know what I mean? So, but the Ollie thing, I'm just picking Ollie because I don't like him personally. I don't. As a manager, as a player, you're a legend. You won us the cup final, but do you know what? Yeah, I'm 31 now, mate. Do you know what I mean? I've moved on. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So Ollie definitely.
Yeah. The second one was, would you take Roy Keane? I'm assuming that means his manager.
Do you know what?
I think he'd be too hot-headed, mate.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. In the long run, I'd probably say no. But see, for 6 months, or just to tell these players you have done nothing in the English league. Like Bobby Robson used to say, it's all right being the champions of Europe and so on, but you need to be the bread and butter is to be the biggest club in the land, and that's the league champions. You know, and we haven't done that for nearly 7-8 years. And for me, Roy Keane walks into that having won everything he could have at Man United that was available. Okay, he's looking at Bruno that gives the ball away like half the time. You know, Pogba gets played out of position. Rashford can't even get past a fullback. We've got Greenwood, who is not being developed properly. We've got McFred. God knows why we've got them on the pitch. You've got Lindelof, who is probably the most softest Viking I've ever met in my life. Eric Bailly, it's either karate kicking or overhead kicking, just the most unorthodox centre-back. Aaron Bissaka is not a football player. Luke Shaw, everyone thought he was Roberto Carlos, but he's shit. Whoever met Edinson Cavani, listen, he's like 34, mate. Come on. Like, he's on his last legs. And you're still struggling to beat teams. Roy Keane would probably just say to them, you've done fuck all in football. Like, literally. He'd go through every single one of them, be like, you know, bring them back to reality and be like, you've done nothing at this club to warrant any respect. Bruno gets his numbers, but you know what? Fuck the numbers. I'm not being funny. Why am I praising you for something you're supposed to do? Do it for year on, year out. That's why KDB is clear. You know what I mean? He got titles to show for it as well. So I take him for 6 months.
Yeah, I agree, actually. I think he would at least do that. Even though he'd be dead hot-headed, the players would probably have a lot of issues. But he would do what you said. He would. They probably need a reality check a little bit. You know what I mean?
100%, Jan. Look at Jan. At the end of the day, right? I think Ollie's like the substitute teacher. You just keep him sweet because you know he's not going to say anything to you. He's going to play you, yeah. You know, we talk about squads and that. You had Van de Beek on the bench, Telles, Mata, Matic, Diallo that you fucking bought for 40 odd million or whatever, 18 million, whatever. Utilize your squad. Do you know what I mean? Like, can you not see that after 100 minutes or even after 60 minutes, you might have to change something? Or even Jose Mourinho used to do this. When the opposition made the sub, he made the sub.
Yeah.
Because he was like counteracting what they were doing.
Dude, for Chelsea, he made sometimes 2 subs in the first half.
Yeah.
If he didn't like what he was seeing.
And did you know the funny thing as well is like, right? I broke it down when I was with Forrest. I said to Forrest, I was like, if I was playing you on FIFA, when you're playing your boy on FIFA, right, and one of your players' energy gauge is like low, what do? You sub him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Oh,
do you know what I'm trying to say? Sorry, Jan, I've just went off there.
No, it's cool. It's cool. There's another question which says, in a normal season where there is a proper pre-season, non-congested fixtures and fans in stadiums, would United have got second?
No chance. They wouldn't even got top 6.
Really?
Think about it. Think about the games. Think about the games. Look, Liverpool lost 6 games in a row. Okay. Look at the games that we lost. Sheffield United, we drew with West Brom. Imagine away to West Brom, full packed stadium. Probably lose that.
You're right.
Think about it. If you think about all the fans, proper season, I don't think they make top. I don't think they make top 4.
That Brighton away game where you got a penalty after the whistle, that doesn't happen with fans in because the fans put pressure on that ref.
Exactly.
To just end that game there and there. I know it's VAR, but I think things like that, they probably just say the whistle's gone now, it's too late. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing.
100%. I just want to big up my friend Bocce. He's the football capital. He's watching from Sydney. Big up to you, man. He says he'll drive me to another club. He knows I'm hurting right now, so yeah.
Oh my gosh, sorry guys, there's loads of comments. 1 minute. Cameron says Haaland to Chelsea, Kane to City. I don't know why my things are going. Sancho to United, Liverpool, Van Dijk to Liverpool should be fun.
Yeah.
Ollie's dragging us down to the gates of football hell where he left Cardiff. Speak up, it's a lot. Scott Page says there's a genuine chance next year that United are fighting over 4th place with Leicester, West Ham and Everton. That's embarrassing.
Well, you know what's even funnier than that? Scott didn't even mention Spurs and Arsenal.
There you go.
Yeah, they're not.
Fucking glorious.
I don't think Spurs are going to be... They've basically come out today and said that they're not planning to buy anyone.
Yeah,
don't worry, Bits. Like you could think your club's a mess, but you're not Spurs and you're not Arsenal. So
not 100%, but like just like what this Davy Fisher says, like you'd want to join us. Why would you come? Besides money, why do you come to Manchester United? Like
I keep thinking about that with Sancho as well because they go, oh, well, he wants to return to Manchester, and I'm thinking.
He's from London.
He can still do that. He can still do that if he signed for Liverpool, if he signed for Chelsea. He can still do that on his days off. He can still go up to Manchester.
But that's a lie anyway, that Sancho thing, because the excuse that he gave Man City for leaving was because he was homesick and he didn't want to live in Manchester anymore. That's what he said when he left Man City. Because his best friend plays for Arsenal. I can't remember his name, but his best friend is one of the Arsenal players, and obviously he's from Kennington in South London, so I don't know, I don't really buy that. Maybe he wants to come back to England. I'll get that, you know, he's not German, but I don't think that whole Manchester thing, I don't buy it, because he wasn't in Manchester when he was
I think it's crap as well. And also it's like, how long I mean, how long does it take Man United to wrap up a transfer? I mean, we're talking about over a year. It's over a year, right? They're different again. They're different again. And, the way Chelsea are going, it's like they pick up Hakimi and Haaland, and if Sancho is still there, I'm not joking. If Sancho is still there after the deadline's passed or it's near the deadline, I wouldn't put it past them to put in a bid to go.
Nah, if we try to move for Sancho, they're asking for Hudson-Odoi.
I'd give him Hudson-Odoi. I'd give him.
But listen, I'm not being funny though. But like, you are a big club. If it means you have to upgrade, you do it. Like what we're talking about. No disrespect to Cho, Sancho's probably an upgrade.
Yeah. Right now,
exactly.
Hudson-Odoi hasn't really broken out yet.
Massive upgrade.
But then what you do, you put a buyback.
The same age, Lewis.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Sancho's had way more game time than Hudson-Odoi has had to come back from an Achilles.
Yeah, but think about it though. He's won you can say they've won trophies, but like he's played more games, he has more experience. You know, you're not just bringing up
Barcelona.
Like I'm expecting Sancho to come to the Premier League and also take a year to adapt.
I'd say a year's probably fair because we all know what happens when German players come over with high numbers and stuff. You know, the Premiership's fast, physical. You know, it's defenders are they're all 6 foot plus. They're all big. What did Werner say they were? Like big men or something?
Yeah, they really.
But I'm just saying though. But like, you need to remember, like Sancho is from London, so like he's been playing on the streets. German football, we see the way he plays. He plays like he's playing in the streets with his friends.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd take a year, but a year would be fair. But I just think the whole hype around Sancho, I'm just like, when I was growing up watching football, if a player wanted to sign for your club, he just went and signed for them.
Yeah.
Or he picked up a stinker. You know, we all saw how SCN, when he was at Lyon, he went on strike because he was like, I'm going to sign for Chelsea, sell me to Chelsea. If you want to sign for a club, actually want to sign for them, you do everything. We saw Coutinho with Barcelona. We saw it with other players. Yeah. You do whatever you can to get that transfer. And for me, Sancho's just probably I'm calm. Do you know what I mean?
Kicked up a fuss at all. It's like, so if it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Or if I can come back, I'd love to come back to England. You need to remember, if Jadon Sancho wasn't English, would there be such a massive media drive on this?
Nope.
Do you know what? Even these rumors, because it's like every year, this is why people keep messaging me saying, "Oh, such and such wants to leave." It's like every single year, Aguero was linked with Real Madrid. Always going to go to Real Madrid. You know, he didn't want to come straight to Real Madrid from Atletico, so he's come to City first. Like he says in his booklet, he didn't like living in Spain because apparently in Madrid, in particular. He said when you came out your house, the paparazzi were just there, taking pictures of you the whole time. The only reason why he's probably gone Barcelona is because of Messi. If Messi had left Barcelona, I don't think Aguero goes there. Yeah. So it's and the only reason why he has gone there is because Man City basically said to him, "We don't require your services anymore," because you can tell by the way that he left. And even, I know he was upset at losing the Champions League final, but them tears were not about the Champions League final. They were
his last game with City.
Yeah, he was gutted, and he really did want to stay at Man City. You could tell by the way he reacted when he went to that meeting and they basically said, "Sorry, we don't want you anymore," basically. But it's I don't know, I don't really buy these stories all the time, but I agree with you. I think if he really wanted to move, there's things you can say. Because Mbappe has said quite a lot about Real Madrid. He has said it, even though he's not come out and said, "I'm going to move there." He's still put the wheels in motion so that if Madrid can afford him and come for him, he can basically say, "Thanks, guys, but I'm going to go to Madrid now. This is my dream." Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I've not heard anything from Sancho. Maybe behind the scenes he really wants to go. I don't know. But he is a Chelsea fan. So I honestly think if Chelsea went in for him,
he'd go.
I think he would.
Also, guys, just to add to what what Diane said, you need to remember, he's just won a trophy with Dortmund. Okay. Yeah. He's going to be playing Champions League football.
Yeah.
And we need to remember, like in Germany, we all know he had a bit of a couple of time with the media, but Germany actually don't have the media like England.
Yeah.
Now, if he goes to Man United, he's going to get scrutinised regardless. If he goes to someone like Chelsea, Liverpool, City, I think the pressure's off because there's other good players there. Man United, people are going to be looking to him to be a talisman, to be, to help the team.
Saviour.
And at the end of the day, all these clubs are going to pay him 100k plus anyway. As a football player, and I say this about every player, you go where you know you're going to win trophies. Cesc Fabregas said it best. He'd rather play 30 games for Barcelona and win a couple of trophies than play 60 games for Arsenal and win nothing. Jadon Sancho's probably thinking, where am I going to win trophies in the next 5 years?
Yeah, which is makes all the strange that, everyone, he loves, he wants to. Manchester United's his first choice. Manchester United's his first choice because no one else in England has shown any concrete interest yet in it. That's why he's their first. That's why they're his first choice. If Man City, I don't think he wouldn't go back to. He wouldn't. Yeah. If Liverpool or Chelsea started showing concrete interest in him, his tune will change.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And guys, I'm not being funny, but all jokes aside, let's be honest. Yeah, if you're Jadon Sancho right now, all right, cool. Whatever you pay, if Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man City and Man United come after you, Man United probably won't even get invited to the table or to his house to talk. Let's be honest, because he's going to look at it's either between City, Chelsea, or Liverpool. And if he supports Chelsea, I'm telling you right now, it's done. He's going to go Chelsea. Imagine your whole Jadon Sancho, you can go back to London playing for Chelsea. Are you crazy?
And the issue is for us, it's not a priority signing.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not a priority signing. It's a striker, a midfielder, and possibly another defender. And then you'd go, okay, maybe if we get rid of Ziyech or something
see
like
that time to shine comment. How do you know Sancho wants to sign? Like, did he text?
Yeah.
Exactly, you know what? Do you know what though? I think it's one of them things. As a footballer, that they have different things to consider. So it's a case of, are they going to go somewhere because the money's great, or are they going to go somewhere because they want to win? Because we've spoken about like Harry Kane, and Harry Kane's at a point in his career where he can't afford to take a risk and go to a club that may or may not win a trophy. He needs to go somewhere where he knows he's going to be guaranteed a trophy. So I think in the league at the moment, you've got Man City, who pretty much always win a trophy. Maybe we'll have one season off, but we do. Chelsea pick up consistent trophies. You've got Liverpool
2 years ago
started winning stuff again. So there's not too many options where he's absolutely guaranteed, because he could go to United for 5 years and Man United don't win anything for another 5 years. And then it's like, he's still trophyless. I don't think it will happen, because I think with Harry Kane, wherever he goes, he will pick up a trophy. But it's a risk. It's always a risk. He could even join City and City go trophyless for 5 years, or Chelsea. We don't know. But it's one of them things. It's less risk joining certain clubs. And with Sancho, it just depends, because he might want to be that guy that brings a trophy to Man United after 4 years. He could do that, essentially. So could Kane. So I don't know. It's whether they want that or whether they just want to be guaranteed a trophy. Because like Ruben Diaz, when he joined Man City didn't look like winning any trophy. And he picked up 2 and got to a final of another. So it's one of them. I think it will depend on him, what he wants. A lot of players, they're concerned about whether they're going to play every week. Obviously at Man City and Chelsea, even though you're more likely to win a trophy, you're less likely to start. So you've got to think a bit like that as well. So it just depends on the player. Some have, like you said before about Oli, like a 4th place striker or whatever. Like some players will happily accept that to win big trophies, and others will be like, no, I'd rather join the Aston Villa and start every week. So it depends on what he wants. But I think at Dortmund, he's playing every week, and they've kind of got an opportunity to win trophies there. So I don't know if he would think, okay, let's swap this for Man United. I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Guys, I need to head. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I've got work in the morning. Nah.
Right,
listen,
we'll send you an invoice for the therapy session.
Yeah, don't worry at all. Does Nipam Sharma, how far do you see Scotland will be going? I think Scotland will probably come third in the group.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can come through. But listen, if England draw with Croatia,
I think they'll
they
lose.
draw with Scotland. Listen, boy, you know.
I think they'll lose.
I
think they'll lose, and that Scotland game's going to be a must-win.
Oh well, we'll see what happens. But Scotland got to a tournament. We're happy about that. Let me not lie to you. That's it. We're just there. You know, we've got 3 games at least. That's what I'm going to say. But listen, guys, I'm going to head. I need to respect myself and go to bed.
Yeah.
Nah, always good to speak with you guys. And yeah, man, kill it. And I'll probably watch the rest of this back when I wake up later on. Yeah, man. Good night. Peace.
See you later.
See you.
See you, mate.
Ravi's asking me, is City going to sell Sterling? I can't even talk. Do you know what? I don't know. He's Pep's favourite player. So, you know, I can't see him going anywhere. That being said, I think some players will leave. I think Bernardo Silva will probably leave. City fans won't be too happy, but I think that might happen. I'm not so sure about Sterling. I don't think he'll go just yet. I think the thing is with Sterling is he's had a very poor season, but he's been so good for us over the years, and I think a lot of people are kind of forgetting what he's done just because he's had a poor season. Whereas if De Bruyne has a poor season, people remember everything that he's done before. So I think people are a little bit unfair when it comes to Sterling. I'd like to get that too.
The issue is, if he's already got Foden playing on the left, then you bring Grealish, who likes playing on the left as well.
Yeah.
And Sterling, I think Sterling, I mean, I can't remember his numbers last season. I don't think they were that impressive, were they? I know, like, obviously Liverpool ran away with the title, so.
Yeah.
And then this season as well. I mean, does he go one more and then you go, right?
Yeah.
If he plays badly for a 3rd season in a row, then it's like something like where you go, okay, this is now a trend. Plus we've got Foden and we've got Grealish.
Yeah.
As well. It's like, well, we can do without Sterling. Depends how much someone's willing to pay for him now.
Yeah.
Because like 2 years ago, you would have said 100 million easily, probably.
Yeah.
Now it's probably down to what, 60 maybe, if I'm being generous.
I think with Sterling, what it is a lot of City fans were saying, because I went on like a Man City fan show, and they were saying that he plays better with a striker. So his best games are when he's playing alongside a striker, so with an Aguero or someone like that. And this false 9 thing doesn't suit him at all. So if Man City are going to insist on a false 9, they should sell Sterling. If they're not, if they're going to get a striker, we'll probably start seeing the best of Raheem Sterling again. So it will depend on what Pep wants, I think. I'm not so sure. I don't know what's going to happen because Delat is supposed to be coming up to the first team. And we've got like Ferran Torres who can kind of play across the front 3. So I don't know what Pep's going to do. And that's why, I don't know, we might get a Harry Kane, but I could see Man City getting someone else like an Andre Silva who's not as high profile. I could see that happening.
Harry Kane is not the Pep's history. Harry Kane is not the profile in age of a player he goes for.
Yeah, he would want,
and also, Man City, I've said this to you before, Man City have to do a complete 180 on how they do business. So they have to break their transfer record by double or more. And I think he's already on 250 grand at the moment on Spurs. So you're probably near, 350, 400,000 probably a week.
Yeah.
As well. And it's like, that's not, all history tells us is City don't do that.
Yeah.
I know Mo Mansour came out and said, "Yep, we will buy players."
Yeah.
And that they have to buy players, but
do
they do that as a sacrifice because Pep's not going to be there for? He's going to be there maybe 2 more years, and do they go like sort of like a Ferguson did when he signed Van Persie? Sort of go, let's just do this, let's go for it. But then he leaves a potential mess for the next Man City boss coming in, and like you've said, they always plan ahead. So it would just be out. It would just be out of the ordinary. It wouldn't surprise me, but it would be out of the ordinary for them to do it.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit unlike City. We're going to wrap up in 1 sec. Let me just get some of the comments. Hold on. Let me see. He wants out of this is about Sancho. He wants out of Dortmund and hasn't said anything about any club. Only news that has come out is about United. Yeah, I think it's because they're linked, but well, not. I don't know. I'm going. I don't know. I'm just going off credible reports who've said these things. I disagree with the fact he just wants to move to England for the sake of it. Now he'll have a reason, but a lot of people, when your friends and family are here, it's the
big pull.
It's one of them, isn't it? Andrew, what do you think of the Hakimi signing? Plus, are you worried about Reece James' development if this happens? I think
I think Lewis and I agreed that Reece James can play right centre back as well. Plus, it's about a squad game for me. It's about rotation. It's about we're going to have more. Remember, we've already had back-to-back seasons. We're going to have more games next season. Then we're going into a World Cup that's in December in 2022. Do you know what I mean? So for me, we won something. You build. You get the best player in that position. And he's the best right wing back in the world. Not right back. I said right wing back. Yes, before anyone comes and says Trent's the best. For me, Hakimi's the best right wing back. Yes, you can argue and say Trent, but we're not going to get Trent. So Hakimi's the next one for me. And Reece James won't suffer as what Reece James won't suffer. Have you seen him, man? He's a pure athlete. You know what I mean? He's just a tank. He's getting better. He's only 20. He's only 20 years old. Only 20, and he's won a European Cup. He's only 20 years old. Think of that. Your first trophy to build a winning mentality is the Champions League.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
Don't get any better, does it? It doesn't get any better in club football. So no, you get Hakimi if he's there. You get Hakimi.
Yeah, I think Man City, if we sell Sterling, we'd get Grealish. I don't think I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, we'll wrap up there. Felix, I said earlier, I think it's perfect for Pep. I would love him at Man City, but it would probably have to be a deal with Bernardo going the other way, and some money and see what happens. But I don't know about that. I think his contract is going to be too difficult. So yeah, we'll see. No problem, Babs, for having you on. Samuel, chatting rubbish. Like, you should, if you learn the history of Man United, you'll know how important Man City are. That's all I'm going to say. But we'll wrap up there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like the video, share, subscribe, join the membership, and we will see you on Sunday for another Q&A. There is Mandem United, I think, later on today.
Tomorrow,
yeah, so it'll be 5 o'clock usually, but yeah, check with Flawless, but that'll be on, so check that out, guys. We'll see you later.